So we're going to count it down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start the game. There we go. So we are getting into game 1 of our Crysta-mas in June. You can see I have our Crysta right here. Lock that in. And I have to do the observing as well. It has been a while since I've had to do this at the same time. We'll see how well I do. So if the observing is not up to par, you know exactly why. It's because I'm the one doing the observing. I'm doing the casting as well. I've done this before, though. Who do you think will win? Is Luca Varo playing? Yes, Luca is playing. Definitely going to be, like, at the top of who we should expect to win. But you never know. One of the fun things with these the hunter specific tournaments I do is the fact that I give that hunter the spotlight with the kills too. I think that has been the most effective rule I added back with the EVE event, was making it not just 2 points but 3 points. It really made it exciting. So the Carbine event was super awesome as well because of that. And how many games? The plan is 6. If the players decide they want to do 7 and have a 7th game, all Crysta game, totally down for it. It is up to the players, though. Alrighty, here we are. We're going down onto the breach, and we are starting over Academy. Let's see where our teams are dropping. We got already Raw looking for Academy, but it is going to be contested by DEI. Well, Machine is only going to be Duh. Very interesting to see that. Let's go over to Academy. I even see that DDD is dropping with MBA. There should be an interesting fight there. But right now, Raw standing on one side of Academy. We see that DEI, they're going to get some levels themselves. But Jason Bourne starting that off with a push back onto Aphios. But Aphios was able to get back with the rest of the team. Unfortunately, did not get the minions there. So, losing out on control there. But we got to go over to this fight in the Mage Bog. It's DDD versus MBA. Fighting over the hatchling already. It seems that MBA, they are a man down. Chinese Spy is a little bit late to the party. So close, but who gets this? Now that Chinese Spy has joined in, it seems that MAB are going to get it. Nice Vortex Charm, locking down 2. 420 tries to get away, but that Crysta goes nowhere. Yuki has to swap out of there, but MBA, they could chase down this Void. Level 2, not looking good for DDD right out of the gates, but swap from Yuki. We'll get over the Void for now for Void. This Void not looking too good. A nice spike down. Even with the level 2 armor, only level 2 yourself. And with the train tracks at your back, then the rings trying to swap back to the other side. Chinese Spy continuing this hunt, but not getting the lockdown from the grenade. It's going to be up to Jay as they almost get Yuki, but Yuki might be out of this one. Has done a good job of disengaging. Keep in mind this whole time, we do have another team down south. MB could have intervened to help out DDD playing against their sister team, but not going to be the case there. Looking at the rest of the map right now, see that a lot of people are spread out. Only MB are going to be kind of close to MBA still. Over here we see, oh, we have a gifted sub to Flow there. Wow, a Dave to remember. Thank you so much for the gifted sub, but I got to go over to this one in Kobayashi's as Triple C's Q Sync looking for Yuki. Yuki has that core and trying to stay away. Will revive DDD, so they do get another chance at life. But thank you so much, Dave, to remember for the gifted sub to Flow. Appreciate all subs. That helps out the channel a lot. Makes it so I can do a lot more of these events, and hopefully in the future be able to have actual prizes that I can do. That is the goal of one day. But right now we see that Triple C, they're split up. Remember, they had Q-Sync in Kobayashi's. Luca Vario barely holding on to life. Double dash over the abyss. But Hyde is chasing this down. Flux Snare, wrong target. Needed to get Hyde. So Luca Vario getting killed off. A point for MB. Looking pretty strong right out of the gates. We have a lot of these early fights, but teams have been able to survive. Even kind of seeing right now. We go down south. MBA still Mage Bog Kings. fighting against the team that ended up winning. Well, not really winning Academy, but they did scare off the competition. Raw decided they didn't want to actually stay nearby. But DEI, they left Academy, now into Mage Bog territory. Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, trying to make sure they reign control over their base camp. DEI, level 6s. Protofo looking for this angle out of B-Bomb with the Super Zeep. Not finding it just yet. A little bit of damage. Missing the Super Zeep, so that's why they tried to disengage. Had that landed, might have actually gone for a little bit more. Jason Bourne trying to get back through the bog, but the slowdown on that carbine means no escape for you. DEI, they will have to try to disengage the best they can, but it is going to be difficult. NBA have been playing very aggressive in this game and doing a great job of it, but right there, they do have to decide whether they want to chase the Crysta or the Bebo. And seems they decide to go for Crysta instead. Going up north as Immense locked down. Immense almost was able to turn that back onto Jay, but Chinese Spy securing the knock onto Immense, leaving only a Bebo to escape. Looking elsewhere, we go all the way over to Shards of Fate, and it's Moonlit Battlegrounds. The sister team had beaten Triple C beforehand. This time they chase him off of Shards of Fate, but we got to look over at 10, who are fighting against Core. Nom Nom already gone, and now Song is going to be taken down too. Our first squad eliminated Core. Unfortunately, their first time in one of these events, and 10, who have been dominating as of late, get the first squad wipe. Feel bad for our new team there. Feeling bad for another team here. Protofo was able to get the rings to escape. Almost got tagged there by Game Center. Kind of found them in an awkward position. But it does seem that Protofo will grab the rings, kind of head up north. We'll be fine. Farm up. Might even be able to get to Kobayashi, just looking at how the circle is right now. Keep in mind, we are playing with Cross Country Store. So the map is going to move around a lot. But let's go at this big old fight here. Fun last door. Almost nearby, the territory controlled by 10, as it is going to be Da, who find themselves in the mana coils. The Pancake trying to survive. Can't she get out of this one? Flex Snare getting a little bit of damage. Healed back up, but the pull back to make sure it's hard to get out of there. And then the salvo to take down Pancake. Womp Womp, the next target. They had resets from RTK, but he slams down onto Womp Womp, but puts down the spin barrels. He will be able to disengage Da, surviving Womp Womp one side, having Pod Racing on the other. Pod Racing gets out of there, but leaves Womp Womp behind, and TNN make sure the Crysta points go over to 10. The only Pod Racing will be out of there. Had gotten the rings to be able to survive, and we see another team that was able to survive. DEI are revived thanks to the efforts of Protofo. We are down one squad only. Core, unfortunately. They tried, you know. Good effort to them. They just found a very strong team right out of the gates. And we see that Triple C find DDD. Triple C, Triple D. Who wins? Is it going to go alphabetical order as they're chasing in, and they're looking for the Flux Snare that locked down 2 and blows up 420. Crysta down, picked up though. Might be able to survive. Have the bunny to keep you alive. We'll get back onto the feet. Mika making sure 420 is not going to be down just yet. And Yuki was able to get on the other side to escape danger from Triple C. A difficult scenario for Triple D, as they've barely been able to get away. And speaking of teams that have barely been able to get away, Da, who just got revived, they're now going to be pinched on two sides, not realizing Moonlit Battlegrounds, then DEI right behind them, and Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy. Da might have been able to escape because so many teams, no one wanted to focus onto them, but it's only going to be Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy who take the targets. Look for Womp Womp, looking for the second win, only take down Pancake, then they take down Womp Womp, while Pod Racing over the abyss, chase down another squad about to join Core, because Pod Racing could not survive. We are down 2 teams, and we see the Dog are winning a fight against Game Center, confirming some of those kills for the team, making sure they're getting the points, but Game Center have one that was able to get away. Tsunani barely out of there, and we see that DDD don't do drugs. See Moonlit Battlegrounds, because the base camp control is for MB, they decide to back out of there. But we look at Dog. We're chasing and looking to see if they can get either the soul or the squad wipe onto Game Center. They find Ra instead. Ra will kite back towards their base camp, not wanting to contest the XP Soul. It may be up to DEI to look for that fight instead. We see 2 souls. It's the Glider Engine Soul and the XP Soul. Very close with one another. Looking at all these teams and how they're kind of separating right now. Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy and Moonlit Battlegrounds fighting up in the north towards where we have these souls. Dog have been focused on getting this XP Soul, but 10 have migrated down south. They send out the nuke, but a nice pull from from Wadle. Sorry, not Chinese Spy. That's all. Chinese Spy is on MBA. But Wadle makes sure that 10 could not snipe that away. XP Soul for Dog. Well played by Wadle to secure control of a soul. We look at the other soul. Fun last door. They've got a lot of attention onto it. They were able to get rid of the crystals. Should be able to get that. Well, Dog, a reformed GCR already eliminating those that had been able to get back on their feet. See, that fun last door actually dies over on the other side. Not sure what happened there. Uh-oh, Bush maybe not paying full attention there. Got sniped. That is one more person down. But we look at Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy. Chinese Spy gone. Low health on Zach and Jay. Height with the chains connected onto Crysta says, hey, you're going to be a juicy target. Get rid of the triple point squad and make sure there's no Crysta for Jay. While Spade, they want to get kills over to Crysta, so they get the kill there on to Zach, while Jay over the Abyss might be able to survive. While we see on the kill feed that Q-Sync and Triple C are eliminated. Jay barely alive, but MB in control of land. Jay taken low, Height, and the salvo from Spade to eliminate MBA, while DEI pushing up a little bit late. Super Zeep getting a little bit of damage onto Height. But Protofoe has to be careful because Pine was getting a lot of damage. One more snipe might have been able to take it, but they got the salvo. Then they tried to see if they get the damage onto DEI. Immense taking a lot of that with the chains connected. Height trying to go in with the salvo from Spade. The damage onto Jason Boyd. Spade gets the kill, and the rest of DEI on the run as they can barely survive. It's only Protofoe again for DEI that was able to get out alive. Well, fun last door. They had revived Bush in the meanwhile. They were in a bad spot. Another team that's looking for a fight is 10 against Raw, right on the outskirts of this corrupted zone. As they slowly are getting chased down, we even see that Dog might look to third-party Raw. 10 already going for the first parts of the fight against Raw, getting a little bit of damage, but it is a trade back and forth, waiting for TNN. That salvo, look at the damage, Rin's gone. Afios the next target, but it was stolen away by Palmu. Dog making sure they get the points for themselves. The 9-10, that way to get the easy win, but it's going to be the nuke behind them. Dog have to get over the Abyss to get away. Well, a stomped out Wisp will take away one more member of Raw, leaving them with only one. I go to Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy and Triple D. Yuki's gone, but they were able to trade that back. 420 was able to get the kill, fighting in the Crysta duel. Spade, 420, looking for damage. They got just pits of damage on each side. Hover wings to try to get away. 420 deciding to disengage, but that gives Pine the opportunity to get revived, and we see the recall from Height to get back with the rest of the team. So Moonlit Battlegrounds, despite getting knocked, don't actually give up any points to 420, who almost made the heroic play for the team. Looking at elsewhere, what can possibly be done? We see DEI over the Abyss with the crown, but it's a cross-country storm, and you got to go quite the ways through Shards of Fate to be able to get back into this game. We hear that Raw are now in a fight against MB, and unfortunately for it, Hildogen is not going to be able to get out of that one. So Raw, another team gone. Moonlit Battlegrounds would have liked to have gotten that kill for Spade, but either way, a point is a point. He'll take any points that you can get. Right there, we see that Yuki, again, the last one surviving. Actually, no, 420 is alive. Same with Mika inside of Kobayashi's. Well, Dog chase out 10. Don't give them that way to have that fight. And we saw all the way over here, there was nearly that spike. There's the laser put down. There's a weird respawn beacon right there. GCR and Fun Last Door are both in Kobayashi's, and they're having a hard time getting out of this one. I'm curious to see how they're going to be able to get this, as my wife is just staring at me. I don't know why she's staring at me, what I did. She's just staring at me right now. So I'm like, going, huh? We're out of rice? Oh, okay, I'll order some rice. We're out of rice. Okay, so I got to order some rice. Ooh, Palmu taken down. Was able to was spiked even in Kobayashi's. So the guards are surprised that they didn't get triggered to attack whoever was able to get that knock. It seems that Dog almost getting pushed in. Yeah, out of rice, not good at all. It is going to be the revive for Dog as we see that DEI, who barely got revived again, but Protofo in a much worse spot. Corrupted zone. You put down the B-bomb while Moonlit Battlegrounds are getting destroyed by 10. Height's gone. It's up to Spade. The lone Crysta to fight back against 10. Getting a lot of damage. Flux Snare blocked by the shield. But inside of town, we saw Protofo did get back in, but the core is not safe. Even if it's the end game, it's not looking too good for them right now. We even saw that DEI, as they got away, Yuki was taken down, so DDD might have been able to get out of that one, but they did have to trade Yuki for it, so they have to attempt one more revive on the core. Spade looking to do the same. Well, maybe Protofo can pull someone into the core, but would have been risky. It is going to be the knockback from Pine on Amika. Now teams have to exit. Uh-oh, what was that? Not sure what that was. But, let's see how teams are right now. Dog, fine 420, sends out the salvo, but sniped down by Palmu right as 10 engage, and Jang's left alone. Only Wish on the other side while Protofo died to Pine. Another squad gone. As Jang, this myth, has to try to get away and go with the cross country. It is not looking too good, and we see that right now. The Fun Last Door see Hype on the run. Game Center 2 pushing aggressively to knock down Hype, but Lemur was the one that got that wall. Game Center chasing the storm. They are in the circle. Moonlit Battlegrounds have lost Hype, but they got it crowned, and we see the only one outside looking for the Deathbox revive is Jang. Might be able to get that and has the crown, but a long time left. What in the world oh, did that get knocked over? Oh, it's okay, honey. I'll fix it. I'll get us a new one. Our lamp got knocked over. All right, 10 gold armor on their side, but they're fighting up against the Fun Last Door, and the Fun Last Door have to deal with Moonlit Battlegrounds and a crown behind them. Fun Last Door just chasing the storm again. Honey, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry, okay? Yeah, out of rice and the lamp got knocked over. Dog knocked over a lamp. It's okay. I'll go look at it right after this. Make sure. Ooh, Pine in a bad spot with a minute left on the countdown. Surrounded by 2 teams. Make that 3 teams, but 10, they're going to take the attention of Dog, who try to see if they get it away, but they immediately get taken down, leaving Jang yet again as the lone survivor, but this time spotted out. Game Center pushing him back into the storm. No health for Jang, trying to find the snipes, but taken down by Herd, while the Game Center survived narrowly until Pine finds the snipe. The revive Height chasing Herd into the frozen tundra, and this is not looking good for Herd and the Game Center as they are surrounded and knocked out, leaving only 3 squads left. Nuke and the napalm sent down. MB in a bad spot, and Spade's gone, leaving 10 and Fun Last Door as our last 2 teams. FLD now with the Storm and 10 at their backs. Both of them are running one another down, but it is going to be difficult for Fun Last Door with armor a little bit broken, but not quite down. Both sides in fairly decent positions as they're waiting to see where they're going to position, especially with the storm. See, there's the TP. Oh, wait, that's a weird TP right there. I think that was a TP from 10, but it was way earlier trying to TP in a base camp. That is going to be the nuke sent down to deny the base camp of FLD. How do you want to engage this one? Both teams are walking with the storm. Storm grenades put down right in between them. RTK on one side, but they don't realize just yet that they could have possibly gone for the Jewel, but Jewel is slippery. Base gap going to be put down by 10, but it is going to be outside of the storm. It's not going to be the best spot for the team when they start pushing in. They're just hoping they have enough coverage. While FLD kind of have to go this awkward angle around a lot of the walls and the tracks, putting them in a weird spot that they're trying to get out of this one, but FLD will do so successfully. Well, 10 a little bit late to the party. Lightning Crash, gonna miss. Not finding the spike, throwing out the Arcane Railgun. I'm just curious to see how 10 want to pilot this fight, because the Storm is going to be there soon. That's why they go for the TP. That's the call. TPing in the base camp behind FLD. Now having control, even a nuke put down. But this time, it's FLD denying base camp control from 10. Blast on to Dylan, but Dylan's going to be fine. Has enough as a shield and also the bright shield. A nuke put down, chasing off FLD on the other side. They're still with the tracks, but they are slowed down by the waters. And 10, they are still looking for that base camp control, the vision to beat FLD. But FLD are pushing forward. Tree Prison not going to lock anybody down. But they are getting a lot of damage onto Dylan, who's trying to heal up the best he can, while RTK was looking for the flank angle, even looking for the salvo to get any damage, but not enough there. DNN coming up just short, and same with the chains there for the grappling hook out of Dylan. Wasn't able to get enough onto them, and that's why FLD will be fine. They took away the base camp from 10. They're waiting to see if they want to push with the storm, looking at where the storm's going to take us back through the mage box. So 10 will have that advantage, at least for now, but they are going to have to kind of have FLD at their backs this entire time, which is going to be very awkward for them to push through the bog, slowing them down. I think that's why they're saying on the south side of it, forcing FLD to have to go into the waters and get slowed down for now. But 10, it is still awkward. When you go for the push with the storm, you have to deal with 10 behind them. Not 10, we have to deal with FLD behind them. That's why both teams sending out nukes, but it is a unfortunate use of the jump pad that's going to be denied there, so 10 can't even use that. A lot of damage on each side. Nuke narrowly avoided by 10. Man, this is quite the narrow fight right now. That finally a team looks for the push. They push back FLD into the bog, looking for the eye of the storm as they crash down, but Lemur could not escape. Taken down by Jewel. Saucy Hat getting damage onto Dylan, but guess what? TNN doing the same to take him down. 1v2. Bush against 10, trying to get the damage back, but not enough to salvo from TNN as Bush was trying to revive, looking for the damage onto RTK, who surges away. Dylan is gone, but Bush having to heal back up, is going to be alone. Broken armor and just a sliver of an armor left for FLD. That's why the surge is there, but the pushback with the stun on a Bush gets 10 victory. Alrighty. So 10 taking game 1 in this. Alright. So, now what is going to be our next storm shift? We will find out. Delphi is being very sassy today. Very, very sassy. Unstable portals. There we go. Alrighty. You ready? Alright, so there we go. So, there we go. We're gonna move it back to here. I'm doing good. We're getting our teams ready for game 2. Game 1, 10 was able to take that one. Very close end game there. Yeah, for sure. Yes. We gotta work on it a day when you come visit. Alrighty. Then most of our teams ready. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams, 8 teams, 9 teams. So we're missing, I think, we have FLD already. Alright, chat later. See you later, Nightflyer. Thanks again for the 83-month resub. My goodness. A year and a month away from 100 days. Damn, that's crazy. Okay, up there we go. So at 10, I think we're missing, let's see, we're missing MB. And we're missing 10? No. Oh, CC, triple C. So MB, MB, CCC. You ready? So we're missing those 2 teams. That's it. MB's ready. We're checking on Triple C really quick. And Triple C is ready. Just making sure we're on unstable portals. We are. So let us get into game 2 of the Crysta-mas in June. See how our teams are going to be. Boom. Unstable portal. Should be a fun one for us. Dog it. So, yeah, forgot to mention, try to show all the picks. Oh, yeah. Perfect. So let me get... I'm trying to make sure that I can show all the picks so that Allario, who is helping out and being an absolute legend yet again with all his stats, can see everything. Oh, I need to turn the music off. There we go. So we're waiting up for our teams to load up. I apologize if the casting is also not the greatest today. Trying to observe and and cast at the same time is not always the easiest. I am doing my best, though. I live in the shadows. I work from the shadows. True. Very true. Yeah, I like doing these fun events. And after this, I'm also going to try to work on some content where I'm going to go through all of the past events, like one by one for YouTube videos that are shorter content that kind of help contextualize a lot of our hunter-specific games. So be on the lookout for a lot of those that should be fun watches. But here we go. Game 2, Unstable Portals. 10 took Game 1. But how are teams going to be in Game 2? Train and Doncaps with the gold. Already having our first teams dropping. Moonlit Battlegrounds and Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy. Both at Academy. So let's see if MB take their sister team to school. They are dropping fairly early. They are first ones in. Zach a little bit late. There's going to be a race on who gets the experience secured by MB. But Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy on the other side were able to get the minions for themselves, so they'll be fine. They're not going to be quite out of this one just yet. But it is going to be quite the fight. Who gets the books? Blue book there for Spade. While Height didn't secure the minion. Stolen away by Zach and Chinese Spy. While Height, nearly avoiding danger, tries to dash out of there with the chains too. The fancy foot almost got him out, but Height chased down Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, beating the teacher in Academy. They're going to be run out of there. Spade collecting as much as they can on their way out, but it is not looking good for them. And we saw that DEI had a good fight earlier. Still chasing onto the train. FLD, Lemur, and a disengage, but could be chased down by Immense. Nice snipe from Immense onto Saucy Hack, while Lemur, the bad spot, level 1, got gold armor from the train. But it's going to have to take a long way out of that one. I believe the only one left. Uh-oh. FLD. Second place to now 1 removed from last place potentially on day 1. It's going to be difficult for Lima to get out of this one, but looking across the map, see that Moonlit Battlegrounds have revived Height over in Mage Bog and Hollows. DEI are slowly pushing up north. You even see the chase here. Yuki and Triple D looking for Wadle, but Wadle is able to bounce on the jellyfish and the island. Nice juke there, using the swap against Yuki. Get right underneath them. But is it enough for Wadle to get out of the danger zone? Salvo already thrown out them. 420's level 7 already. Fluxnera is just a little bit shy, but the Fox over the Abyss, an easy target. Whoa, wait a minute. What happened to 420? He just didn't realize he didn't have enough glide, or maybe got spiked by a rogue bit of damage from the burn? Not sure, but kind of funny to see that. I was looking for the death box right there. Over here, so I'm going to be able to get him back in. I think chasing down this whole way and never went back to land, so ran out of glider fuel and had no dash. Hey, they're able to get this point for themselves, so they're not going to be too upset about that one. But FLD, out of Kobayashi's, they are back on their feet, but only level 4 and 10. Just having one that scared them off, TNN. Not allowing them to get into Ion Acres, so instead, Bush and Lemur, now with Stasiak having TP back, trying to hop onto the train, collect the last little bits there, see what else they can gain for themselves. Looking at how the circle is, and looking at the fight up north in Doncaps over this vault, Immense, and then the spike reciprocated, so it's a 1-for-1 trade, and Moonlit Battlegrounds now in a bad spot. as Protofo with the Super Zeep, and Pine missing the Super Zeep, but Pine was able to kick flip away. Getting over the Abyss while they're trying to revive Immense. So Crysta back on their feet, and MB without Spade means their triple point modifier is now down. Gonna be risky for them. We go over to Triple D. Still chasing Dog. Wadle had been revived, so Dog not quite out of this one just yet, and having an unstable portal right on a base camp too. Odd spot for one. I've never seen that really happen before. They have a way out of this one if need be. Triple D playing aggressively, but Wadle playing just as aggressively back. Was able to get a little bit of damage, but spiked down and without armor, taken low, almost spiked by Yuki. Looking for the Pokeball to get the stun, but instead missing that one on a Pamu. Allowing Dog to defend themselves. Need to get the health back on Wadle. He was hoping to be able to grab a potion there, but nothing in any of these hikers lost into the icy tundras. So instead he hops onto the base camp. We'll be able to revive health that way. And Triple D relenting their pressure, but we go down to the heart. Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy and Moonlit Battlegrounds. Man, how many times has this happened now where these teams meet up? We have our newer team too, Core, playing a little bit more defensively this time around. Sunpung trying to lead the charge for Core as Nom and Baku kind of right on their heels, but they're going to play defensively. And then we go over to Mana Coils. 10 having path down here. Game Center split up because Da helped to flank them with the third party, but now they got to fight up against 10. Taking only a little bit of damage onto RTK. They took a little bit more themselves. That's why Pod Racing, having swapped over to the Hudson in this round, was able to heal off of the Jellyfish. It's going to be the Power Shuffler that has fought over 10. Secures that, but Da try to fight against it. Getting only so much control of Mana Coils. 10 doing the good thing of disengaging, not wanting to stay any further, while DEI and Moonlit Battlegrounds in their own fight for the Armor Shredder. I believe that went over to Moonlit Battlegrounds. They're going to give that over to Pine, and then 2 easy kills for Moonlit Battlegrounds. Protofo grabbing the cart to exit out of that one. Back into town, and it feels like this has kind of been the name of DEI's gameplay today. Just playing defensively in Kobayashi's been really difficult for them so far. They will be able to revive, but looking hard for them to find their way out of this one. And we look at another team. Our first team eliminated in game 1, Core. And again, they have 10. The team that is trying to fight for Guardian control. Nice lightning crash on Iboku with a push back to Eye of the Storm. It's a 2v3 win by RTK, but it is going to be the trade back. TNN now having to get the damage, but they're chasing off RTK's Wisp, trying to make sure that TNN cannot get the revive, but Boku not going to be revived either. TNN taking a little bit too much damage from these arcane railguns. The push in from Sunpyong, missing the fluxes on each side. 10 waiting it out. Where is the backup? Where is Dylan right now? Game Center are pushing up from the east. And we see that Dylan was in Kobayashi's, completely away from TNN. And now Core caught between 2 teams as Da come out of nowhere with the Game Center. And Sunpyong over the Abyss tries to get away, missing the salvage hook, but the rest of the team to chase this down. Sunpyong spikes, no ring safety for you. And Core gonna be down only to Nom. And looking where you can try to revive, there aren't really good options. Imotech might be where you have to go, and DEI, but only just revived in Kobayashi's. Protofo this time around cannot save the team because they are taken down, which leaves DEI exposed. No easy escape tool. I believe it's just immense. Oh no, Jason Bourne is inside of Kobayashi's, but it is a crown being worn by 10. Because keep in mind earlier in their 2v3 fight against Core, they did trade 1-for-1 evenly. See Moonlit Battlegrounds having shown up out of nowhere, and Da in a bad spot. The Pancake, she's alone now. Nice anomaly into town. But how much longer do you have? You have 7 seconds. You got to survive. And while the Core is there, Daybreak is arriving. You can stay inside of Kobayashi's. Dylan has time on the ground too. I don't think anyone's going to want to stomp this one. We see the Core respawns. Teams are going to look for that one, but how do you get out of here is going to be the real question for a lot of these teams. Even seeing it up here, Nom. It is awkward for this poor Ghost on how to escape from this. Was able to take, ooh, in the nick of time, was able to get into the unstable portal and then use that again. But unfortunately for them, put him right into DDD's hands, meaning nom nom. And the rest of core eliminated first again. Tragedy there. Did not get lucky with the rolls. As Game Center and Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, Tsunami pushed into the storm, taking a lot of damage. Nice snipe from Chinese Spy. As Herd chased down, has the respawn beacon, but with the storm quickly collapsing, it is risky for you to try to go for the revive. And we see that Dog have Jang inside of town as well. Can you get on to the core to survive? Look at how they're looking to chase this down. They have a carbine, Tonk to grab Jang. Dog taken out of town and eliminated. But right before them, Dog died too. Academy squad for Moonlit Battlegrounds fighting against Triple D. Jay's gone, Pokeball sent down, getting the stun onto one. It's only onto Zach, but Miko was able to survive by getting away, but a nice blast back onto Crysta. Chinese Spy helped to revive Jay. So Moonlit Battlegrounds are reformed again, but it is still tricky. Having broken armor for Crysta, trying to get some vision, and Yuki was waiting that whole time with the Void Bomb to find the bomb damage on Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, but Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy were able to avoid almost the kidnap there with the Blinkstone tech from Yuki. As Triple C have joined in. Put down a jump pad. I'm still waiting to see if they want to engage that. Keep in mind, game one, they went out very early. Second team eliminated. Now they're fighting against the Fun Last Door, and they are beating them handedly, chasing them all the way down to the Chaos Steps, saying, you got to get out of here. We own this frozen tundra. Lemur going to be stomped down. But Triple C and Triple D, I was waiting for the Blinkstone tech again from Yuki. But Triple C were smart on that play. Did not even give him the angle. Played very defensively there. A Fun Last Door. They have decided to enter into the lava. Looking for the revive. We see that Moonlit Battlegrounds denying that for Bush. So him and Saucy Hack gonna have to peel down south out of the circle with the storm very slowly collapsing. That's why they decided to separate. Better to have one survive than none at all. Corrupt the zone, double damage from that and the storm. I don't really see an easy way for you to get back into the storm circle, unfortunately. So another one gone. As we look at the rest of our teams, Train could be there for Saucy Hack. There is Kobayashi's, but it's hide for quite some time. You got to wait for the boat to get here. Very tricky situation for Saucy Hack and Moonlit Battlegrounds. Say, no way, you're not getting that back. Make sure there is no base camp saving play for FLD. No crown for them either. Well, Triple D and Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, Mika pulled back by the bungee shot and knocked down by Chinese Spy. Leaves Yuki. It feels like we always have these last surviving members for a lot of our teams. We see a team that was able to eliminate Dog by kidnapping him out of Kobayashi's. They see another team inside of town, but it is nighttime. There are no guards to protect you, Game Center. That's why they're playing very defensively. Even putting down the instant fortress just to make it a little bit easier for them to disengage this fight. We see that 10 beating Academy. Sending out the salvo to get a little bit of damage, but a nice surge back. Zach push over the abyss. Couldn't revive Chinese Spy, and Jay's left alone for Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy. 10 winning game one. Chasing down, looking to eliminate another squad in game two. The surge forward onto Jay. And there is no easy way out of this play. Jay's too low. Spin dash forward. Even with the surge from RTK. Putting Jay over the abyss. Waiting for one more spike of damage. But it's going to be Triple D taken down by Triple C first. And then taking down Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy by 10. While Moonlit Battlegrounds pushing back onto 10. See that they're separated. Might be able to get the bird bomb connected. Taking down TNN. The Chris are gone for 10. And we saw that Triple C still in the fight on the other side. We're able to at least get themselves some points onto the board. We see that teams have been able to survive. FLD down south, finally able to get the revive off. 10 having lost out onto their Crysta. They're now looking for a heroic play to revive. DEI, they do the same. They bring back in Protofoe. They have another chance at these fights, but teams that are struggling right now, I'm really looking at our teams that are missing players like 10, still missing TNN. They're hoping that they can get the boat play in Emotech, but they instead have to wear a crown for RTK in order to revive. Looking at Raw. Team that's kind of been in the middle. avoiding a lot of the fights earlier on. Moonlit Battlegrounds, they are never shy of battle. They've got the gold armor and the chains connected. Game Center behind them. Tsunami could look to see if they can intervene on Raw's behalf or to help out Moonlit Battlegrounds. They decide to help out Moonlit Battlegrounds by pushing Raw back into the storm, but they have a jump pad trying to jump back into Imhotep. They got the boat at their hands, but is it going to be in time? A Game Center jump pad as well as fights everywhere. Damage onto FLD. They avoid damage because Game Center got the attention of Triple C on one side, while Game Center are split up. Raw have put down their TP. Moonlit Battlegrounds look for the easy battle against Fun Last Door, chasing him over the abyss while we see that 10 are on the other side. They're chasing down DEI. Low health bars. Emergency platform not saving Bush. Instead, it's going to be the fight onto DEI, putting down the Zeeps down, seeing if they can survive with a pushback onto Bush, trying to stomp on the Wisp to bring back in TNN. DEI, they still have all players alive. That is a tricky situation to get themselves out of. Well, Triple C looking for the revive onto Afro. They've got a crown and they've got the boat. Back in Afro here, looking for the boombox and fighting against Game Center, but they got a two-way tunnel to try to escape from the battle. But we see that up north, still 10 looking down DEI. Fun Last Door down to Saucy Hack, while Moonlit Battlegrounds chasing into these two-way tunnels. A cart play attempted by DEI, trying to avoid danger, instead helping to take down the Fun Last Door, but they lose Jason Bourne at the same time, meaning they are down a player. 10 had the emergency platform, but the Zeeps on one side looking for the Super Zeep to push back Dylan, make it so that he cannot intervene and try to get the fight, while we still have inside of Emotech the teams looking for angles onto one another. Only one team down a player. DEI still in a rocky spot, and with the ice soon to crack below them. That's why they decide to get back to land, while every team still playing very cautiously, giving a lot of respect to one another. Nobody wanting to play too aggressively. Protofo, probably the only one who really can with the Abyss because of Bebo. That's why 10 don't want to push too far, and they're afraid that they're going to get the high roll with the Super Zeep. Emergency platform gone for Dylan, but they still have that death box right behind them and the emergency platform. Lightning crash misses, but they got the lockdown onto RTK. It's going to be a surge backward. Salvo only doing a little bit of damage. DEI avoiding danger, but guess what? Triple C, they heard the call. They want to intervene. They're going to help out 10, getting damage on the immense amount of damage put down by the Salvo, but still alive. Healing back up with the pushback in from TNN. Is anyone going to get spiked? No one. Taking down just yet. Surge from RTK will get rid of immense. Well, Protofo avoiding right through that little sliver of land, trying to get around, but we see that Moonlit Battlegrounds fighting against the Game Center were able to get knocked for themselves. Game Center still have players on the other side. It's down to one player from DEI, 2 for Game Center. Every other team have all players remaining, but it's going to be difficult for Jetski to get out of this one. Chased down and over the abyss. It's rocky spots you find yourself in, even with the spike down. DEI dies right before Jetski, meaning that Jetski has to rely on the last surviving player, Tsunami, for Game Center to get them back in. There are a lot of crowns at play, but can you pick up any of them? It is difficult to imagine how you can get into this one, especially now. Teams are fighting Raw, losing Rin. An easy spike and an easy kill that can be confirmed by Moonlit Battlegrounds, but they're attempting to get the revive onto Crysta. Rin so close. They get the revive and immediately put back down into the Wisp, and same with the Hydrogen taken down. It is so hard for Raw to get out of this. Aphios has to use the base camp on the other side. Well, we see the Moonlit Battlegrounds want to fight against the first place team. They got the chains connected onto RTK, but not enough burst damage. They're waiting it out because they know Triple C. We're slowly pushing back, and Aphios now looking for a crown. The Tsunami looking for the death box revive onto Game Center. Well, at least be able to get one of them off. Too much attention with the 3 teams still alive. That's why they just let Game Center get that one revive. It's only one. Aphios has a TP. They can get back into the circle pretty easily, especially with the base camp at their hands. But how long can you survive before the storm starts pushing you in and making that call for you? Game Center waiting on grabbing that crown. They don't want to grab it too early and let people know that they are in danger. We see a TP. I think that was a little too early from Raw. Yeah, it was a little too early. So 10 were still in position to try to see if they can answer on to Aphios. Triple C as well, helping out 10. Aphios in the middle of 3, gone. We have 4 squads left and a chain from Moonlit Battlegrounds. Sending Height first, but will disengage with the Blinkstone, getting back. Game Center They might be down their Crysta, but they're not out of this fight just yet. They still have that crown, and that's why Moonlit Battlegrounds decide not to chase any further. Really hard for them to continue that pressure, especially when they know there's a crown play with the Abyss at play as well. 10 have separated. This is the time to strike for teams, but 10 were able to reform right inside of the circle. Moonlit Battlegrounds now find themselves the meat in the sandwich. Spike down onto the Crysta. Spade is gone. Crown picked up by Height. 2 minutes left. Herd was revived on the other side for the game center, so they got all their players alive, but they are still going to be hurting. A respawn beacon. They're forcing the hands of teams, daring them to try to play into the beacon. Either that or the crown for Height, and they're going to let the beacon be the play for MB, not wanting to give him the crown play, but Spade taken really low already, and it's hard to get out of this one as Spade. So low on health, no armor, a nice TP, but it was into Game Setter up in the north, and now Moonlit Battlegrounds chased down Jet Ski, pushing him back into 10's hands, eliminating Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy. 3 squads remain. 10 looking for a back-to-back victory in the Crysta-mas in June event. Wow, I already messed up the event of the name of my own event here. But Triple C have been playing a very aggressive game as well. They put down a nice TP into the circle so they can get their base camp in. Game Center are up in the north. 10 might find themselves in the middle, and that is why they're playing down south. Hoping to deny that TP play, putting down the burst of damage from the Magic Reactive Burst, but not getting any damage to land on a Triple C. The boat to intervene. That is why Triple C decided to go back, but Game Center take the opportunity to get into the circle. And base camp control for 10 tried, but they narrowly miss it. Taking a lot of damage. They might be a bit too early inside of the circle, and that's why they're taking so much. They're getting pushed back each time. TNN tried to see if they can dash back to the land they once held, but now the Game Center have bought that real estate away. They have to go into the Forge, but now teams know they are in that narrow corridor inside of the Forge. Damage onto Tsunami. A lot more put back onto RTK, forced to heal back up inside. And it's getting really difficult for teams on how they want to push. Salvo used trying to keep Triple C from entering into the territory that 10 have. They were close to getting the base camp control. We saw that TNN was able to get Q-Sync with the burst down. They put down the boombox so they can revive. But guess what? Game Center are there too. That emergency platform about to go away. It times out. You're in the storm. And Triple C are eliminated. Game Center decide to strike now on a 10. But 10 still holding onto the Forge. The pushback. Tsunami a little bit too late. Pushed away. Tries to go for the blast off into the team. But the team is still low. Then with the salvo onto Herd. Taking him down. Jet Ski 2. Tsunami cannot heal up. 10 by 2 games in a row. Whew. 10 right now. I don't know what happened with 10, but they have elevated their play. They are looking so good. If you've been paying attention to the scrims at all, this team has been winning so much lately. It is insane. But well done to 10 and how they're able to play that one out. 2 games in a row. So after game 3, I'm going to remind our teams that we need to get the screenshots so that we can start getting points added up between them. RTK is an insane pickup. Yes, RTK is a GOAT. Let's be real. And, though I will say RTK is so troll because it's RTK in game, but RKT is RK Tokyo on Twitch, and that messes me up so bad. In my opinion, 10 needs more emotes. Yes. Yes, I agree. All right. So now I'm going to spin the wheel. Get the wheel all set up for us. So we can spin and see what game 3 Storm Shift is going to be. So first game was Cross Country. Second game was Unstable Portals. Game 3. Final Destination, it's looking like. Okay. So there we go. Game 3, Final Destination. Let's change that and then get our teams to ready up. There we go. So I want to ask one thing, everyone. How has the quality of the stream been so far? Have we been having any lag issues, anything like that? Has anyone noticed? Like, has the stream quality dipped at all? Honestly, we will take that. I was very worried going into this because I knew I was going to have to do the observing for this one. That we were going to have some issues because my computer is going on 5 years now. Well, actually 6 years. Ooh, because I made it in 2019. Ugh. So, it is going on 6 years old, and sometimes when I stream, I'm trying to stream in good quality. At the beginning, it looked a little stuttery. Okay. It's looked fine since then. Okay, good. But I have been worried about that. Also, I just realized we have Unicorn OG following. I know who that is. Thank you, Uni. I see you got a new Twitch. Yeah, so I appreciate all of you joining in for this one. I know it's an unusual day, a Friday event, so we normally don't have them on Fridays, and not ever, you know, it's been a mess because I had work last night, and normally even while I'm at work, I'm able to organize a lot of things, but last night was hectic at work too, so made it really difficult. And then there's been a lot of things going on today, so it's just been a lot. But I appreciate all of you for joining in. I appreciate we already had a couple subs too. Remember, any subs that you guys give, if you have Twitch Prime, it helps out with the channel so that I can do more. I have you can either sub here or you can go to Patreon if you want to help out with any YouTube content too. But that's going to be enough of me shilling. So let's get into the game because we already see Triple D at Moonlit Battlegrounds, the level 1 fight. Yuki, the one that normally survives for Don't Do Drugs, taken down by Moonlit Battlegrounds. And we see behind them that Da take the train, so they're going to be able to get themselves a good spot. Mika spotted out, but was able to get some damage onto the Pancake, but she's fine. She's just going to stay on the train, avoid the danger, doesn't realize that Triple D were down a player, but we look down into Underwrought. We see that Pamu's already gone. Game Center pushing forward. Even going to get their own revive off, but it looks like it was a straight of 1-for-1 jet ski for Crysta, which is going to favor that of Game Center because they get the revive off pretty easily. Dog in a bad spot. Pamu gone. Wadle and Jang, the only ones alive. Respawn beacon for Wadle as the minions kind of targeting onto them. Oh, yo! Berserker with the W Twitch Prime. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Appreciate everybody in the community. You have always all been so amazing. Love doing these events, you know that. We'll be doing a Void one in July. It will be that the weekend of, I believe it'll be on the 12th. Oh, and Juiced gifting a sub to DBZ Freak as well. Y'all all are based. I love it. Yeah, so remember, we're gonna have the Void tournament on the 12th of July. So that one will be a lot of fun. After this one ends is when I'm gonna start the signups for that one. So I've got a couple names working. I'll give a lot of credit. Allario has been the one coming up with a lot of the names, and I'm just deciding which one to go for because they're all pretty sick. All right, let's look at our current favorites to win the Crysta-mas in June event 10, as they have TNN all the way up north farming up. Duck might be able to pounce and punish, but it seems like TNN was able to get away pretty easily. Double E-plats as well. Continuing to run south, taking the boar. No chains connected. Throwing out the hammer, but here's Womp Womp. Do they send out the salvage hook looking for TNN? Nice bright shield, but a better flux snare, allowing Dylan with the rescue turtle to defend at TNN. But they are still in the mana coils. Keep in mind, RTK behind them has been waiting for this moment to strike. Now with the lightning crash over the abyss, RTK out of nowhere, finding the RKO onto Da. Pod raising the last one. The salvo to take down Da immediately. What a play from RTK. Absolutely insane play there from 10. Da, we're not ready for that. Only reason we are is because we get all the vision, so it's a lot easier for us to see those angles. Poor Da did not have that information as Yuki, having only just gotten revived. Salvo thrown their way, but using the elevation to their advantage. The rings and swap, but Spade not relenting, even if you're trying to heal back up. A nice TP back, trying to defend Yuki, but Yuki was over the abyss. An easy target, 420. Crysta duel, who wins? Well, guess what? It's not a duel anymore. You did the same to them before. So they decide to have Pine join up to defend Crysta and look for 420 over the abyss. Don't do drugs. Have 420 and Mika still alive, but 420 into the grave will join Yuki. Mika, no way, you get the Deathbox revive off. What a greedy play right there. Getting the revive, Pine not giving the respect, and then Mika finding the spike onto Pine. Mika making a big play there on the bunny, but unfortunately now, gonna be in a very awkward spot. Taking the rings, picking up some of the shards. No way you get this again. No way! There is no way! 2 Deathbox revives in the face of Moonlit Battlegrounds. Yuki was on the respawn beacon. It got the attention. Well, Mika was able to revive 420. Now push back Moonlit Battlegrounds and Fun Last Door, getting damage onto height. But a Mega Avalanche is going to stop their aggression. They only get height, but the chase from Bush gets Pine as well. Well, Spade, Double Dash is a good distance creating tool. Gained them a lot of ground away from the Fun Last Door. But Moonlit Battlegrounds, they overcommitted on the DDD. They did not punish the Deathbox revives, and they are the team now punished. As Saucy Hack does not relent. Chasing Spade, Salvo, getting only a little bit of damage, and we see the recalls to try to help out. Moonlit Battlegrounds are broken. This team is down to only Spade, a Crysta against 3. FLD have gotten them all the way to the tracks, and the rings at their backs might be able to help Spade get away. But FLD are hoping they can eliminate one more team until the sister team arrives to save the day. Moonlit Battlegrounds will be given life by the Academy Squad. Academy Squad keeping Moonlit Battlegrounds alive. What's up, Pensado? You're late. It's all good. Don't worry. Merry Crysta-mas, everyone. To everyone, a Merry Crysta-mas. I don't know what else to say. Looking at our teams. Ooh, nice recall. Spade still had the base camp way up north. Ooh, DDD. Yeah, Spade heard that. I was like, does DDD try to fight over that respawn beacon? Plus, it's Final Destination. So not really a respawn beacon you want to use. Happy New Year. 10 has a 100% win rate. Yes, they do. Oh, I want to be able to focus on 10 chasing down Dog, but I was hoping that Raw and Core were going to fight. Core, games 1 and 2. This is our new team here with Amnam, Baku, and Songpyeong. They fought against 10 both times. They're still nearby 10 again. I'm hoping they have a better chance in this game and aren't only fighting against a team like 10. As you see that Protofo grabbing the wall to try to get away. It's nighttime, and Dog, having revived the team, they're going to leave town. No longer feeling that is safe, as we have our teams 1 and 2 in game 2. Triple C and 10. The Triple C, they are the team on the back foot this time around. Only tier 2 armor on 2. Abyssal Breaker, but the dodge in from RTK, a lot of damage onto them, but a nice use of Oath until RTK absolutely decimates CCC. The couple only have Q Sync, and Triple C eliminated by Game Center off the back of the play from RTK. RTK going godlike. Maybe we'll have to have a Jewel game after we get the rework from Jewel, because RTK right now looking so damn good. This Game Center kind of in a similar spot that we saw Triple C in. Bad armor play up against 10, and 10 haven't gotten even more points. I don't know if any team's going to be able to stop them, but we look at Spade here. The last one. Only a few seconds until the sun will rise. And could give Moonlit Battlegrounds their a chance to survive. Looking at our other teams, most teams, looks like they have all their players. So, Moonlit Battlegrounds, as they look for the revive, it's, oh, Fun Last Door. Holding on to a crown, Lemur, over the abyss. No, Lemur, no! No, Lemur, no! You can't keep getting away with this! How does every team always play into Lemur's hands, allowing him to revive the team? And Core chasing down DEI. They look at FLD.
There's a possible play to fight them. Jump pad from Lemur, trying to get the angle onto Core. Looking for damage. It's only level 7 for Baku. They put down the napalm with a bungee shot to drag back in Hudson. Spin barrels does not do any damage when you're so low level. FLD gonna separate the fight. Om Nom Nom still in the north with hover wings. Jung Pyong dashing back. They might be able to get into Kobayashi's and bring back the team. It's gonna be risky for them. Well, we see the Moonlit Battlegrounds and 10. Normally, Moonlit Battlegrounds would love to play aggressively, but they're in a bad spot. That's why they decide not to go for it. But Core decided to pounce. We're hoping to punish Height. But now that it's nighttime and the storm denying them entrance into town, no longer do they have that safety. But DEI in the middle of two teams, a salvo to take them down. Lemur gonna add more points to FLT. Well, we see a nice spike there from Core to take down Height. We even see that there's more fighting on other sides. Everyone looking for some sort of a battle. Game Center. In that fight with Jet Ski to take down Ghost, we see that 10 now staring down, possibly looking for Dog as they are looking for their own respawn. Pushed off of the respawn beacon. They could not bring back in Ghost, and now Dog are chased into two directions. Game Center hoping to get Wadle up in the north, and we saw down south. It is not looking good as Palmu was taken down by Spade of all players, coming out of nowhere to make sure they can get some sort of kills, because 10 could not chase the kill fully. Out over the abyss, Raw have themselves a base camp right outside of the circle, so a little awkward for them. We go back down to 10. As 10, it was a trade of 1 for 1. Not sure exactly what happened, but that's going to be worse for Moonlit Battlegrounds. Only down to Spade. Will Core have a crown? Baku's still dead. Crown being worn by Sung Pyong. Might be able to get the Deathbox revive. Ooh, okay. I think that should work, actually. A nice TP from Raw keeps them inside, and we see it all the way up north. Emergency platform from Wadle. Might be able to ride out the time and get inside of the circle, but this respawn beacon is not safe. It is not looking good. As we go down to Core, games 1 and 2, they got eliminated first here. Looking like their best performance, but they are staring down FLD. It might not be quite TLD, but still, Lemur already has proven how clutch of a player he can be, and Baku taking a little bit too much damage there. As Hudson forced to try to heal back up. They're hoping that they could push back onto Bush. Not getting the sun. Bush was able to utilize that corner to avoid the danger zone, and Baku is already down to with form. 10 coming through the engine, chasing Om Nom Nom away from the Wisp, and they're looking to stop that down with the help of the napalm, but it's going to be the Missile Breaker Core. Not again! 10 chasing Core's members and eliminating them once more. The boat helped out only a little bit of time. Core gone at 9th. Tragedy for Core as 10 feels like is their kryptonite right now. They actually hold on to great fights against other teams, but just not 10, as 10 seem to be the team to beat. And Raw, we already saw how they were playing around, utilizing the TPs on their base camp to try to stay in the circle. The circle's slightly outside of their range again. Triple D sealing away the emergency platform from Raw, forcing them back to their base camp. See that Moonlit Battlegrounds? It is just Spade trying to rat this. Spotted out. They noticed it. Tsunami saying, wait a minute, someone's got to be here. And as the Mega Avalanche scares away Herd, gives Spade the opportunity to get over the abyss, but decides to go through the corrupted zone. The chase from Jet Ski. Chains narrowly avoided by Spade. The rings to try to help out. As Tsunami throwing the blast off, hoping that they can get onto Spade, but Spade doing a great job of avoiding danger. No way. And even the Deathbox revive, all that to be able to get down to where Height had died previously. Might be able to do so as we see that Wadle all the way over here. Respawn beacon, but the Boar noticing the Fox. Couple teams down to these only solitary members. Moonlit Battlegrounds now have Height, so not quite in quite a bad spot. Wadle actually gonna get that revive off for Dog, narrowly getting that right as the storm pushes them back. An anomaly for safety. We have 8 teams still remaining. A lot of Abyss over here. Raw having the base camp all the way in the northwest. But a lot of the teams are going to have to play around the Eels and the Shards of Fate. Dog, you've done a good job of getting back into this game, but it is difficult still. Moonlit Battlegrounds, they're still down Pine. FLD noticing height. He went into the bush, but no, he's been able to avoid their danger. Getting out of there narrowly. Well, we saw that Raw took down the kill onto 420. Sinoid comes out of nowhere with the salvo. I also saw your message on Discord, and I got to respond to that one later, but we see that Spade sent out the salvo. Double dash, jump platform, trying to get away, but over the eels and down to death below. It's FLD get one more kill for themselves, while Height was able to get away narrowly. Kind of crazy. And do teams notice Height with the rat strat again? Teams going around the bush. Okay, someone noticed finally TNN, but Height is playing Brawl. Was able to take the chains away. But guess what? Game Center, we're on to Bubba's Brains. I know they changed the name, but it's so hard for me to get rid of that. It's been Bubba for so long. As Height hit by the Vortex Charm into the storm, and dogs surrounding them. Too many teams, too much of a dog pile, and Moonlit Battlegrounds are out early. While Dog and Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, Napalm avoided. Same with the Arcane Railgun, not getting enough damage onto Jang. He has time to heal back up. But they are low on armor, and FLD with 10 as well. We're pushing back. Rod take out DDD on the other side. We didn't even get to see that player. It was all the way up in the north. We're too focused on Game Center and 10. Game Center are slowly getting pushed back from the storm. They're going to have to get into the territory owned by 10, while Ra have taken the opportunity, having killed off DDD, to get on to mainland. While Dog down to the south. Oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, I haven't had a chance. I've been so busy with other things. It's always Christmas somewhere. Yeah, it's Crysta-mas. We gotta celebrate our Crysta-mas here in June. As 10 are looking for a third game in a row. And I have a feeling if 10 win this game, that no one is catching up to them. We'll be adding up the points after this game, so we can kind of see how it's looking so far. Win the Battlegrounds. Fun last door. Two-way teleporter on the other side. Well, two-way tunnel. MBA. I've been able to take the tunnel onto the other side of FLD, while 10 are slowly pushing back. Damage onto Lemur. Lemur trying to get back with a double dash, but guess what? Dogger on the other side. They send out the salvo to take down Lemur, leaving Bush and Sazi Hack, while 10 get the fight against Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy to knock down too easily. Chinese Spy now in the middle of two teams with the storm at their back. FLD might have been able to get away on the other side, but 10 decide not to chase down either team. Instead, wanted to be able to fight against Dog. Now realizing they might have to look for FLD. They're down Lemur. The two-way teleporter put down. Do you have enough time left on the clock? They're trying to wait it out. Bush holding on the best he can, but eliminated at the same time. Game Center are able to get Saucy Hack, so team gone. Leaving 5 left. Raw slowly have been waiting it out. Now they are in 4th place by hanging out over the abyss. And with that little bit of land over the eels, they put down the salvo on a Dog, while 10 chase down Game Center, which pushes them back into Raw. Emergency platforms abound. Damage onto Raw as they avoid, but Rin back onto the island, looting Aphios, and with the Abyssal Breaker not doing enough. The Dojin had to get back with the rest of the team, but it isn't looking good. Rin's gone, sniped down. We see outside in the storm, I'm not sure exactly what 10 were doing. Maybe just waiting for the Oath to push back in so they can eliminate Raw, giving TNN more points. And 10, top 3 finish again. If they win this one, no one's beating a Mega Avalanche put down. RTK missed all of the snowballs. Still fine, still happy. 10, push back Dog as Game Center holding onto the island that had previously been Raw's. Pamu's gone. While 10 are strong still. Gold armor, the golden team. Dog and Game Center. They might have to work together if they want to hope to beat 10, who are looking absolutely powerful right now. They put down the two-way TP. They're hoping to put that right down in the middle of the circle. Put them in a perfect position to fight against GCR. TNN put down only a little bit of damage. We'll be able to heal up the damage they took at the same time. And a crown picked up by Chang. Base camp has been put down by 10, so they have vision control. They see Jang with the crown. They get a lot of damage onto Ghost, but Ghost holding on to their oath and holding on to life as they try to go for the engage with Wade on the other side. If they can get the kill, it would help them out. They find Jet Ski. It's down to 35 seconds, but gone they are as Game Center were able to get the kill to revive the team's host. But guess what? 10 are the team, the Golden Squad, to win this game. Jet Ski tries to go in 1v3 with the chains connected, but even with the power of the sword, it's not enough to slice down 10 as Game Center are pushed back over the abyss with another two-way teleporter. Tsunami not sure if they want to go for the engage with Jet Ski. 2v3. Difficult spot and broken armor for Tsunami. Their engager's gone. It's only Jet Ski, and 10 seem unstoppable as they pick up their third in a row. 3 games in a row for 10. 10 have just run away with this. Absolutely crazy. We are going to be able to add up these points going in. So going into our next game, we want to add up the points, see how things are going so far. It's a good time for us to take a little bit of a break to kind of collect our thoughts on how the Crysta-mas in June event is going. And I gotta say, if you had asked me like even 2 weeks ago that 10 would be the new top team in NA, like we had this on the podcast, right? On the High Vive podcast, we were talking about the top teams in NA compared to EU. And we're saying how NA, it's Moonlit Battlegrounds and The Last Door. That's how it's been for a while. We know there are good players in NA, but those just have been the top teams. We wouldn't have put 10 up there. 10 has been around. Dylan has been an absolute Chad when it comes to organizing scrim. Same with Jang. But, you know, 10 has always been a team that's kind of been like in the middle. Been trying to crack into the top. But picking up RTK, it just feels like now they've hit this wavelength where they're all meshing. And now this is the new super team. Of course, FLD, not actually The Last Door. So it does remain to be seen what happens when we bring in, you know, Phenom and Abador with TLD, how they compete against 10. But 10 are doing damn good right now. Like, they're looking so fire. So we are going to start adding up these points. And make sure, Delion, make sure you get the green dots into the Discord. So if you don't know. Okay. So we're going to look at the points right now just to see how teams are doing so far, okay? So here we go. So Da right now do find themselves at the bottom. They've been able to get 1 point with Crysta, but unfortunately they have been struggling. Core also have been struggling. Triple C right above them with 17. Raw at 23. DEI at 24, so close there. And same with Triple D and MBA, 32 and 33 respectively. Then we jump up to FLD at 5th place with 41. Dog at 47 there. Nice, with 8 Crysta kills. That helps them out a lot. Game Center, only 6, but 2 points above. 2nd place, Moonlit Battlegrounds, 61 points, so quite a lead with nice 10 kills. But our team that is right now so far ahead, 10, 24 Crysta kills. TNN absolutely dominating right now. 134 points. And the thing is, it's not just like, yes, the Crysta points do add up for a lot, but 3 wins. No one else having won a game yet. Right now, 10 absolutely dominating. Like, absolutely crazy. Okay, so now I'm going to set up. We're going to spin the wheel again. Find out our next storm shift. So here we go. Let's see what our next one will be. Next storm shift is Glider
Engines. Ooh, okay. So glider engine's gonna be our next one. Gotta switch it back. But yes, I appreciate you, Sinoid, by the way, for the sub. Love you. Can't wait for the pizza party. If you haven't signed up for the pizza party, make sure you're there for the pizza party on June 29th. Okay, so teams ready, check. Teams ready, check. So glider engines will be our next one. So game 4, going into glider engines. I can't believe like what the score is right now. I can't. Okay, look, I can believe it, but I can't believe it at the same time. Like, it's more just how good 10 is doing. I've been paying attention to the scrim, so I knew 10 was winning a lot of them. But like, damn. They're absolutely smurfing right now. Okay. Okay. I think teams are ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going.
Choose wisely.
There we go. We're getting ready for game 4, everybody, of the Crysta-mas in June. And right now, 10 are a good 73 points ahead of second place. But that's the thing. If you can stop them in this game, if they get eliminated early, all it takes is a couple good games, and teams can start catching up. Especially if they start funneling a lot of these kills into their Crystas. That's why the points are the way they are. Trying to highlight hunters that we don't see played too often, you know? Trying to give the spotlight. Oh, forget the DM. Okay. Hold on. Let me get this up for you first. Actually, wait. I can just look at my phone. What am I doing? It's easier if I just look at my phone. Because I know you need to be able to see who everyone is playing. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Alright, and I'm going to apologize to the players. That's my bad. I didn't know that Allario told them that it's not mandatory. I also forget, Allario, that you are an absolute GOAT and that you're able to get all these points from both op.gg as well as watching the games. So, that is my apologies. I'm so used to how it's been for so long that my brain still needs to put all that together. Alright, everybody. Game 4, and we have glider engines. I definitely forgot. I've 100% forgot. I'm sorry, Allario. True. All right. Ooh, wow. We are going to have quite the fight in Ion Acres. Moonlit Battlegrounds hot drop onto 10, trying to take out the #1 team right away. Broken Bright Shield. They have split them up. TNN on one side, Pine taking too much damage from both Mabel and from the other gun. I can't remember, but finding the headshot onto TNN with a broken shield onto Oath, trying to make sure the Magic Reactive first was able to get the damage onto Oath, but seems that Dylan was able to get away until Spade, chasing this down Anomaly, might be able to get you into the fort, but guess what? Spade, hot on the heels, wants to get the points on Crysta to bring back in Moonlit Battlegrounds, as we saw that FLD was able to take down Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy on one side. 10 do survive. They lose one player. They have been able to escape the danger that Moonlit Battlegrounds put them into right out of the gates. We even see that there's going to be this attempt from 10. RTK on the heart. But Moonlit Battlegrounds are hoping to get RTK, while Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy come from the south, and RTK, they needs to be the target. They are looking for 10. Pine says, we do not care about you, Academy squad. We need to take out the #1 team, and RTK is gone. Only Dylan survives, and look at this, going all the way up to the Dawn Caps to survive. We'll keep 10 in the game. I see that Rin stomped down by Fun Last Door. Dog here in Underrot. Could fight up against Fun Last Door, but they have reset down towards Scavenger's Bay. Moonlit Battlegrounds unable to get the full kill on it to 10. But they do make them weaker right out of the gates. They will be able to take it all this farm up north solo style. They're not going to be quite too fussed about that. Even if it is a slow start for them, they're okay with it. Sometimes you got to take a slower start. It's going to be how you bounce back afterwards. Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, Triple D, now into the Fortress of Ion Acres. Chinese Spy looking for Mika, getting a little bit of damage onto the bunny while 420 was looking for the lockdown on a Jay. Yuki tried to go for the swap onto Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, but put themselves in a bad spot. They get a lot of damage as, out of nowhere, Da intervening. The swap from Yuki gets them over the rock away from Da, but Da focusing their attention on to Triple D, not trying to peel back for Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, getting a lot of damage on a 420, but 420 was able to heal back up because they got Mika on one side, looking for the swap, but now Yuki in a bad spot. No singularity put down. Instead, the damage on a Void, gonna be traded back onto Womp Womp, 1-for-1. As they try to revive Hudson. That's the pushback. Can they pick up the wisp of Yuki? Yuki pushed back into the bunny's hands as they take down Pod Racing right as Womp Womp got back up on their feet. Traded again, 1-for-1. 420 almost revived. Womp Womp down. Pancake alone. Pushed back in. Eliminated by Triple D. As our first squad taken down on day 1. Back and forth between them as well. So close, but no cigar. Feel bad for Da on that. Seemed like they were going to be able to win that fight against Triple D, but because Yuki got pushed back into Mika, it allowed the bunny to pick up the Void, get them back into the game, give them hope once more. Look at the rest of our teams and where they're kind of pathed right now. We have 2 teams that are outside of the storm. 10 still pathing down from Dawn Caps. We have Core. They only have Chunpyong inside of Enshrine. It's going to be fine for them. Bigger thing is going to be all these teams in Mage Bog. 10 being one of them that has to push through. We'll have to keep our eyes on our first place team. 134 points? Bad spot is Q-Sync. Not paying attention, was caught shopping, and 10 will punish that for Triple C. Giving them a little bit of hope back into this game as they got a nice spike there. But Moonlit Battlegrounds, very interesting. They are not looking for any other team. They are only looking for 10. We got to look at the game center and Dog as they are fighting over a hatchling. Almost finding the engage on to the other side. Jetski surviving. That Volcanic Rebuke helped them out for a long time, but eventually the snipes were there to make sure they take them down. Their Dog take control of... But the thing is, did they actually get... Yes, they did. So they did get the hatchling. I was wondering if they were able to actually get that for themselves. So Dog securing control of the true objective, getting the 1 pick as well. A good spot for now. 11 squads still alive. Looking at where teams are now pushing. Academy is going to be 10 and DEI. From the Battlegrounds, going to have to slowly push into from Mage Bog into Wraith's Row. I see the Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy and Triple D. Nearby one another. I'm wondering if Triple D are kind of just playing this one more passively. Yeah, they are. They got the Oracles, so they'll be able to spot that out. Oh, and... Mika. I'm watching Mika. TP play here. Gonna be the TP here. Do they try to bait in the fight around the heart? Mika's put down the TP. Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy. On the other side of the rails, do they try to commit onto DDD and fight them with the respawn beacon? Train. A little word for a second. Moonlit Battlegrounds, that's the team arriving. And this is their station. Pine chasing down on the train, trying to fight against Triple D, landing the headshots onto Yuki. That swap does get them away for now, but it's going to be the snipe still for Pine with the resets. Will the bunny pick up Yuki? But the rest of Moonlit Battleground to defend Pine. Well, 420
has to go back onto the tracks. Yuki taken down by Lucavario out of nowhere. Dog, they were chasing down a Triple C that whole time, but they found the fight against Triple D instead, leaving only 420. He goes up into the storm and away, dying outside of the circle. So another team to join on the bench for now. I'm looking at 10. This is the big team. And right now, Fun Last Door are the team fighting up against them. Bungee Shot trying to drag in Dylan into the spikes while TNN was able to get the kill on the bush. And TNN continuing to push aggressively. Lemur staying away from the danger while Saucy Hack trying to put down some damage. But Game Center intervening a nice swap away as he went for the Fate Rewinder, getting some damage onto Dylan, finding the damage and then the help from Game Center. TNN, last one, 10 out at 10th place from first place 3 times in a row to an early exit in Game 4. Now, it is anybody's game. This is what you're worried about if you're rooting for 10, was this early exit. We look at Core as Nom Nom pushed into the circle and pushed into the rock. Nom Nom tries to get away. The Triple C. Even though you have the shock trap drone put down, it's your own demise. You find Lucavario wants to get the kill and taking down Core. More points for Triple C. Really curious to see how these teams are going to continue forward, though. Now that you have 10 dead. 10 dead, 10 dead. It is anybody's game. Moonlit Battlegrounds have got to pay attention to that kill feed, and they're going to be very happy to hear that. That's why they're now at liberty to play aggressively. Religion was able to get back with the rest of the team, even having a boombox in the inventory of Appios behind. So aggressive on how they want to chase these plays. Even if Spade's not there just yet, they know they can send in Height first. Get a lot of the damage, and if they're able to clean up the kills for Spade, gonna put them in a really good spot, but looking at where else you can play. Dog, they're still alive, but they're quite separated. They're gonna just recall into the circle. They'll be fine. We see that Game Center and Fun Last Door kind of staring each other down still. Triple C and Moonlit Battlegrounds nearby, Raw. They got away from what seemed like certain doom. The only team that's down a player is going to be DEI. Immense down there. Crysta. Most important for the Crysta-mas in June event. Has to watch on and hope the team can revive. There is that respawn beacon here for Jason Bourne. Have to wait for the corrupted zone to go away first. What's going to happen first? The storm pushing in? The corrupted zone going away. Now that Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy are holding it on to the gridlock exit, it'll be hard for DEI to regroup. Protofo is down south, doing the Bebo thing. Oh, it's a recall, so Jason Bourne's just going to recall. Not even going to try to go for the respawn beacon into the recall to try to get over to the frozen platforms created by the frozen Zeeps. He's going to go for the safer play, but unfortunately for them, no real good respawn beacons. Crowns right in the middle of Machine. Ugly position for DEI to be in. They do steal the crown right from underneath the feet of FLD. And being Bebo, you have this abyss to play for. There is some safety for DEI, and Immense can play aggressively now, knowing that Bebo is in the back pocket for the team. But you still gotta wait out quite some time if you want to survive. I like this. Throwing down trees too. Using the frozen platforms to get some money trees. I'm looking at all our teams and what they want to do. Everyone's kind of playing passively right now, waiting for the storm. Glider engines. Keep that in mind. That is our storm shift for this one. No one really wants to play over the abyss. Especially not up against a Bebo. You're just asking to die at that point. And that's why they're going to let... DEI is definitely going to get this crown off. That's how other teams are going to position. Now the storm pushing them through the machine. This very thick platform that you have to go through. So Game Center and FLD will be the first teams to fight. Chilling finale sent out by Lemur. Finding the spike down too. Herd's gone. No Crysta for the team. Bad spot for GCR. Moonlit Battlegrounds the team that's currently in second place. They might be able to get a good play up against FLD, but we've seen Lemur and how his Crysta plays have been. If you haven't paid attention, I had that really cool clip moment from Lemur on Celeste not too long ago. So they have swapped up their whole style. Lemur was playing Crysta beforehand, but now is playing the classic, the Celeste. My wife did not like the taste of the licorice that I had bought. I know why, because she does not like sweet. Alright, Protofo, as I said, Brown is an easy play there for Abibo with glider engines too. So Immense is going to be back in the game, but we go down south. Game Center having revived Herd. Thought they had to play on a Lemur. It was a nice chilling finale, but the damage on the Herd on the other side was able to take him down while Lemur was able to skate back over to the machine and leaving Jetski behind him, having to use the grappling hook to get away. But guess what? Again, Moonlit Battlegrounds pushing down south. They see Jetski alone and say that's going to be an easy target for us, but Jetski somehow is able to ride this one out with the glider engines until Jason Bourne out of nowhere takes him down, leaving only Tsunami. The casting brethren now has to be the only hope for the game's center. Well, FLD, Tsunami anywheres but here, but right into the fight between FLD and Moonlit Battlegrounds. That's why I immediately try to go up north. Blast off into the middle of the two teams. Not a good spot for Tsunami to be in. And guess who's waiting for you on the other side, Tsunami? Dog, we're there. And they're sending him out, but nice. Emergency platform keeps Tsunami alive. And even with the blast back from the grenade. But where is there any path to survival for Game Center? Crown all the way here. No respawn beacons. We see over the abyss. It's going to be Moonlit Battlegrounds chasing back DEI. While Dog having lost Wadle. They try to get the revive. But Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy coming in from the north. And Tsunami making the slow play, trying to get back into the circle. Might even go for the Deathbox revive right there onto the chest. While FLDZ Raw in the machine. Hildalgen is going to be the target. That Oath is taken low, but not dead. Healing back up and waiting to see if they can get the shield to fight back. But now that they have the gates to defend him, Saucy Hat could not continue the chase onto Raw. It's up to Lemur. Wow, what a bungee shot play, trying to go for the ultimate play there with the Celeste, but narrowly falling short of it. As Raw thankfully had that gate that saved their lives, and now they have the inside angle onto the circle up against FLD. While Game Center behind them, Jetski revived by Tsunami. DEI still on their emergency platforms from their frozen deeps. Could look to fight against Game Center, but it's the glider engines not paying attention, and the spike from Lemur, of all people, was able to get the kill credit for that one, while Dog getting damage onto Immense. No Jason Bourne, a fight of the Firefox, but the Tonk tried to kidnap a fox, but couldn't drag him out into the circle. Instead, just going to be the survival for DEI. 8 teams are still alive, and a boombox put down in the machine, low health on a Raw, and a bad spot. Magic reactive burst, bursting down an Oath, and Afios as well. We're in the last one left. While CCC, the triple C's, triple dead on a Raw, taking the kill credit for that one. While Moonlit Battlegrounds had to fight against their Academy squad. They got one knock already. They were able to almost confirm the kill as well. But I see over the abyss, Dog trying to play with a dog fight against DEI, waiting for FLD if they want to intervene and find Tsunami left alone for Game Center with a bungee shot, trying to blast off into the lasers. But there's no safety. Game Center gone at 7th. With another team dead. See that Dog are down to Pamu. Was hoping to hold on to the chest and get the revive. Salvo. Engines all go for Dog, but the spike down below and another team to join the bench. As we talked about before, it is big for teams like FLD, for Triple C, for Moonlit Battlegrounds. 10 getting eliminated at 10th, and then gnarled heart by Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy. They're going to force teams into gridlock. A lot of walls to be played with, and Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, they don't have Jay alive. They don't even have a crown to play for, and Height came out over the wall and said, "You are now locked in here. This battle is what you chose. Did you want this? It seems so, but with the knock from Pine, almost getting the damage on the Chinese Spy, trying to avoid it. Zach as well as Chinese Spy will be able to get away, but now it's a Zeph against Pine and Height, helping to eliminate Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy. Another crown for DEI. Protofo this time has less Abyss to play for. 4 teams still remain. The base camp for FLD not going to be what is at play anymore. Gnarled Heart was put down by Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy into Gridlock, so teams now going to have to move out of the Abyss and into land. DEI, the one team that's really going to struggle with this. They've been able to rely on that Bebo to keep them alive. Immense tried to go for the back line on a Triple C, but guess what? They're split up, and Allario getting damage on Immense, noticing that Protofo is now alone, but the boombox put down by Bebo. It's the other Bebo boombox that was able to save the team of Triple C, but Protofo uses that to their advantage. FLD, too, they try to engage onto Triple C, but they've slowly been cutting back into a Gridlock. Well, Protofo has a minute left on the clock. Triple C fight up against FLD, getting only a little bit of damage onto Lemur. They took a little bit too much themselves, and they're forced to heal up. While Protofo, B-Bomb, do you have Tonk available? We have seen some amazing plays out of players. Lemur has shown what you could do on Celeste when you have enough practice, but we know Protofo, a legend at the Bebo with the crash into the spike wall, but not enough to get the knock, but enough to save his life as he's back into the Gridlock. Triple C push onto FLD, try to take away the base camp, but nobody has died. Everyone surviving. FLD split up, and guess what? Chilling Finale pushed over the Abyss, denying that engage for FLD. Triple C hold the line yet again. They're trying to hold the door against the Fun Last Door, who've been trying valiantly to crack it down. Got damage onto the broken shield, but a boombox put down. It's finally time for Moonlit Battlegrounds to strike. They've taken down one strike on the Triple C. Triple C, as they try to see if they can get away. DEI are back on their feet with the crown, while Triple C have been eliminated by FLD. Moonlit Battlegrounds, they've waited that whole time, and again looking for the crash cart with the bungee shot from Protofo. That time narrowly missing. There's a boombox on the ground. Super Zeep punching him into the storm, but not enough damage to help take down Bush. Instead, you gotta be careful, Protofo, even with a baseball back to salvo to take down Bebo. DEI without their Bebo, who's gonna lead the team? Nobody. That's who. Jason Bourne. You've gotta pull a Jason Bourne right now, but it looks like nobody's gonna let you have the opportunity. They've cracked your position. They pushed you back. Chilling Finale, locking them down for FLD while they look for the kill onto Bush. Hyde's gonna be the one in trade. 2v2. Moonlit Battlegrounds FLD. Which one comes out on top? The shots rain out first for the B-Bows as they try to see if they can get anything. But with the Chilling Finale avoided, Moonlit Battlegrounds are alive, waiting for the boombox to be put down by Lemur. They've got the storm, slowly pushing him back. There's the boombox, but it's too late to save the team. And now you're alone, Lemur, against them, trying to go for the frozen arcade, the frozen barricade to push them back in. But FLD not going to be able to get out of this one. Moonlit Battlegrounds pick up their first win. The bomb didn't stick after cart, yeah. Well tried, though. Protofo, gotta give a lot of credit. Great Bebo player. Showing the mechanics there. Showing what you can do when you know how to play a hunter very, very well. Whew. Alrighty. Game 4. And finally, a new team wins. Looked like 10 were going to run away with that one, but a very early exit for them. Exactly what Moonlit Battlegrounds need. I believe they got a lot of kills in that one, too. Great games so far, but yeah, no problem. Berserker, it's always good having you in. Hopefully, we'll be able to get more SBI in future tournaments. So, you take care of yourself. Again, thanks for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. Whew. Okay.
All right, so game 4. Finally a new team. Yuki, it's fine this time. Woo! I like that. I like this from Pine. Just say drop RTK team. So now we got to figure out what is going to be. 420 just messaged me saying they're having a little bit too much fun. That's good. I'm glad to hear it. I want teams to have more fun. And now we are going to figure out what our next storm shift is going to be. Game 5. So there is going to be one storm shift we don't see. I will be so mad if it's not bullet trains. Let's find out. It's going to be our game 5. Oh my god, are you serious? No! All right, well, bombing run is the next one. Do I just fake it and just say that bullet trains wins the final game? Just you're already on it, Q. That's exactly what I'm like. Do I just say, oh yeah, I spun it when you guys weren't looking. It was bullet trains. You gotta believe it was definitely bullet trains. All right, let's do our ready checks. All right, ready checks. By the way, I appreciate all of you joining in, you know, hanging out with me, having fun with these events. You know, I love doing this kind of stuff. Like I said, I'm planning on making content, like, not just the YouTube Shorts. I know the YouTube Shorts have been popping off, though. I've hit 2K subs on YouTube now from the YouTube Shorts. Not gonna lie, a little surprised by that. Like, I went from, like, not even hitting 1K before. In, like, the last month and a half, I went from, like, not even 1K to over 2K now. Just from posting, like, consistent YouTube Shorts of the Supervive stuff. So, maybe there's a future, guys. And then, also, I'm gonna work on, I've talked to Allario about this. I'm gonna go back and do, like, not highlights, but it's, kind of discussing all the previous, events, the hunter-specific ones, where I am trying to teach players, like, the game at the same time showing them the results of certain tournaments that make it fun to watch the whole time. So it's like, even if you weren't a part of the show and the event when it was live, you at least can, like, watch it without having to watch back, like, a 5-hour broadcast, you know? So it's like they can digest the whole event within, like, 10-15 minutes. At least that's the plan. Okay. So we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Select your hunter. Spin up the turbines. We're going in.
We gotta get ready for game 5 here. Almost forgot to change that. Game 5. Woo! Love you, honey. All right. I haven't told my wife what the event is. I never told you what the event was. Or the Supervive thing I'm doing. So, remember when I had you play? And you like that one character, Crysta?
Yeah.
So this is a whole event based around her. So everyone has to, like, not everyone, but every team has to have her on their team. So it's a whole thing. It's called Crysta-mas in June. So every team's had to play her, and every kill she gets is worth 3 points instead of 1. My wife is very happy about that, because when I had her test out Supervive, she really liked Crysta. That was her one. Yeah. So here we go. I'm leaving this up so that Allario can get the screenshot. Again, absolute GOAT. Allario, when Supervive is, like, big and we're doing all this stuff, you're gonna be, like, the one in charge of like all like the admin stuff. You're gonna be the big person in charge of all Supervive esports behind the scenes. That's how it's gonna be. Alrighty, everybody, game 5 for the Crysta-mas in June. 10 dominated the first 3 games, but Moonlit Battlegrounds went for the hot drop on them, and they're looking for it again. No way. Pine has said, you are not winning. And look at that. The answer from 10. They split up in 3 directions. Raw have dropped on them as well. And they're going to take down TNN immediately. RTK for 10-2. Getting chased down. This is what I'm allowing. This is what players might complain about. But honestly, if you are the #1 team, you have a target on your back. That's what happens when you're doing that damn good. But they are gonna survive. Dylan was on the respawn beacon on one side. You saw that RTK escapes down to Enshrine. It's bombing run here. Signing life away to SV already. Yeah. Ooh, but let's look at the fun last door as they're trying to chase down Triple D 420. Gaining control, at least of the levels, but look at Lemur, already 6, with a fate rewinder, and with a skate to take down 420. Poor 420. Went right into the hands of Lemur, and he's recalled. Yuki, no! Level 1 Void! This is just not fair right now, as Lemur, FLD, that's the clown emotes, this is why I love Yuki. Yuki, 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 Yuki! Ah! Triple D, already eliminated. I was trying to give you my energy there, Yuki. But it was a valiant effort as they tried to contest Skyrat's run and a fun last door, but not this time around. Not going to be able to get that. If we look at where all our teams are, 10. Elfie dog. No.
Storm tightening.
Yeah, if he did, exactly, that's exactly why I was rooting for him. I thought he might be able to get that because he'd get the levels, he'd be able to get the resets, the health back. There was potential, but Elfie dog. No. No woofing. Afro, she's in danger here. Up in Dawn Cap, surrounded by Game Center and broken shields over the abyss, twirling down to demise. At least Shards of Fate is going to be held by Triple C. The Cabal will be alive. They should be able to get the revive onto Afro too, but I got to look all the way down to the heart. And Core, it seemed like their kryptonite before had been 10. Can they beat Moonlit Battlegrounds? They got a lot of damage, but they have to survive the initial onslaught, and they've already lost on Pyong. Nom Nom and Baku now in a bad spot. Nom Nom getting chased down, and they cannot beat Moonlit Battlegrounds. This team is looking to contest against 10 for that top spot. Well tried, Core, but you faced off against, so far, 2 of the 3 strongest teams in NA in every early battle, and it's not looking good for Dog right now in Cold Fang Keep. They had held control of the keep, but they left the front door open and exposed, so FLD just went right down the front. They're chasing Pamu, looking for Crysta, as this Crysta's trying to get damaged with a scale too. That Abyssal Scale is a juicy target, and that's why FLD are playing so aggressively. But this could give it an opportunity to 10. TNN getting damage onto Sazi Hack, but a nice Fate Rewinder to get back away from the fight. While now Lemur in a bad spot, Twisters up into the air to try to avoid. You want to go for the Chilling Finale, actually just going to go for the Twister Tech with the skate, as Pamu is able to heal back for a long time. Might be able to get away while the rest of FLD in a bad spot. Bush chased down by 10 as they had reset down an Enshrine. They'll be more than happy. We see Da. Where did they get eliminated? I'm not even sure where they got eliminated from that one. But unfortunately, another early exit for Da. So them and Core have been having a rough time so far, but props to them. Newer players, especially the competitive, giving it their whirl against some of the best teams that we have in Supervive right now. Looking at how teams are positioned. Lemur all the way over here. Saucy Hack in Cold Vein Keep. They have the base camp. Do they want to have... I mean, they could just... Yeah, there it is. They're just going to get the respawn beacon. Might be able to go... Ooh, Saucy Hack. I think you wanted to... Yeah, you wanted to reset. Oh, no. They're just going to go for the recall here.
to fight up against 10 inside of Cold Fang's Keep. They have gold armor, so even in a 2v4, they're looking pretty good. You'd think that they would have lost that one straight out, but they were able to absorb a lot of the fight initially. They got the recall. Bush is back with the team. They've even got the Manic Cloud to keep them topped off, and they're waiting for damage to land onto 10. RTK having to take the escape route with Surge. But that means their Surge is down. Magic Reactive Burst with the Flux in the air barely missed, but the salvo blocked by the sand wall, allowing 10 this opportunity to find an escape. With the lightning crashing down, static has been built up, and RTK did not want to go for that one, realizing it was certain doom if they tried to fight that. But back in the heart and back over at Prisma, DEI and Game Center kidnap play from Proto-Foe, but Herd gets the anomaly away, but now surrounded by DEI and denied that anomaly over the rock. But a nice blast up into the air allows Herd that escape route towards the heart. Of course, Tsunami is still in mana coils, and it is going to be hard for them to get out of that one. Looking at all our teams right now and where they find themselves loaded out. When the Battlegrounds trying to revive Pine. We saw that respawn beacon earlier for FLD, and it allowed them to fight and hold strong in Cold Fang's Keep, making sure that 10 could not gain control. While we look at Proto-Foe and DEI, chasing Game Center off of the heart, damage onto Jet Ski. You have Volcanic Rebuke still available? I don't think so, but at least have the Radar Jammer to make it a little bit more difficult for DI to continue that hunt on a Brawl. Especially because you don't know how much he might have been able to heal up. Plus, Unani's in the desert, still alive. It wouldn't have been the easiest play for them to find. Down south, Moonlit Battlegrounds and their Academy team. Last time we saw these two teams really fight, it was in Academy, and it was Moonlit Battlegrounds actually winning that one out. But this time around, Moonlit Battlegrounds, they need victory. They need to win because they want to contest against 10 at the top. But Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy not going to give them an easy route to find that success. And with the chains, they don't pull the trigger. Instead, it is trying to see if they can reset on the mainland while they push back the Academy onto the islands, putting chains down. No one wants to follow that one up. Instead, it's going to be the Ghost going over with the rest of Academy, getting damage on each side. Broken shields onto Pine. Height healed back up with a bird bomb, getting the damage onto Chinese Spy. The first casualty in the Academy squad. Moonlit Battlegrounds against each other. The Civil War goes over to Moonlit Battlegrounds as they hunt down Academy squad members, forcing them over the abyss with a salvo launched down. Bird bomb to connect onto Zach. Jay trying to re-engage while 10 were watching on, debating whether they wanted to interact at all or if they wanted to escape. And they decide to let Pine wreak havoc onto Academy, leaving only Jay with the hover wings no more. And one more headshot needed from Pine to execute the kill on to Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy.
An enemy oracle is scanning.
Back in the desert, DEI down Jason Bourne, Game Setter, continuing this hunt. Before, it had been DEI who had won that out, but now Game Setter reform. Feel confident fighting up against GCR. They find the spike for Proto-Foe to make it an even battle. Jet Ski has Volcanic Rebuke, but the bombing run out of nowhere to take down Jet Ski. Tsunami still alive, and with the grappling hook, they're going to deny that revive onto Brawl. GCR on the run down to Tsunami again. We look down. Moonlit Battlegrounds. They see 10, and if it's anything like last time, they will not stop until they've found all of 10. But 10 have been wise. They separated. Triple C helped to take down RTK. Afro, she might be able to get the kill credit, but TNN holding on to the brush. Successfully bluffing that they went for the full retreat to get away. They might be able to find that respawn beacon inside of the desert while Game Center still down to only Tsunami. Been able to get away from DEI for now, but he's playing into FLD's territory. And keep in mind, FLD have both souls. Both of them having spawned down in Catacombs and Cold Fang. They are really set up for success in this game. The Moonlit Battlegrounds, I bounce back in Game 4. If they can take 2 in a row, there's a good likelihood they can actually topple 10's successive run from the first half of games in the Crysta-mas in June event. Well, FLD moving up into Catacombs. They already got the pick on to Pamu. They're chasing away Jang and Wadle. Both of them have been separated now. It's not looking good for them. Here's a respawn beacon, but that is a nasty one right there. This one, never want to play for that. Well, Raw and 10 fight. A 1-for-1 trade. RTK, the big one down with the chains connected. They try to get the grappling hook into the other side. They're going to be able to get the revive on Aphios. And now Dylan without the shield is going to be target number 1. Taking him down, leaving only TNN alive. The Crysta, the lone survivor for 10. A Crysta duel could happen over the abyss, but Weidel with the bungee shot to pull him back in was able to dash away, but Lemur on the hunt. Ice versus fire. Which one is stronger? Lemur trying to feather, missing the grappling hook. Weidel was able to get out of there, but there is no platform. Chilling Finale with the flame shield, taking down Lemur. Weidel 1v2 up against FLT, finally spiked down Chang. At least alive, so Dog not done just yet. But 10 only have TNN. If Moonlit Battlegrounds become wise to that one, they might just try to hunt down the straggler. 8 teams are still alive. Dog, they might have lost Weidel. They brought back Pamu. At least they have more than just one, so they're not just relying on Chang anymore. Tsunami is the only one remaining for GCR. He's been spotted out by Moonlit Battlegrounds, who are looking for the easy target. Salvo sent out. Another team eliminated. Moonlit Battlegrounds with more points, and a Spade who is able to pick up the kill while we look at the fight on the other side. Jang gone, which means Pamu's the last one. FLD, they go for the engage. The phase walk, Chilling Finale locked down on a Bebo. Proto-foe taken down by the salvo with Immense pulled back in by the bungee shot. No escape route for Immense. Grappling hook connected. Chased down onto Immense. DEI down to 1 while we saw that Triple C beating out Moonlit Battlegrounds. Immense survived for a long time while TNN has to tag onto ground, but not looking good. A lot of teams down to 1 player. Jason Bourne for DEI. Never mind, because Raw were on the waiting side of the field to take down DEI. Jason Boyd avoiding a lot of the damage. Might be able to get back, but guess what? Pamu is there and brings back Chang. 10 might be able to successfully rat with TNN. That's going to be the crazy thing. Well, we saw a TP in... Looking for the Catacombs play out of FLD. Moonlit Battlegrounds. We're trying to fight over the Bubba's brain. Yeah, I know it's Morius, but it's still Bubba to me. It's hard not to be. Nice bungee shot. Trying to pull that away from Moonlit Battlegrounds. Continuing just to say, no. This is ours. Double Soul. Bubba's brains. Fate Rewinder. Team Leapfrog as well. Both salvos thrown down. I think that goes... All right, who did that go to? Oh, it went over here. They were able to pick it up. Moonlit Battlegrounds stole that away. Their salvo just a little bit stronger. Saw TP. Dog getting themselves a base camp, so they're quickly capping that inside of the circle, and we see how that circle is. Moonlit Battlegrounds going for the long play around this thick wall. But do FLD try to go for that phase walk play again? They notice 10. TNN the target, and in an early elimination again. 6th place for 10. The second half has not been kind to them, and Moonlit Battlegrounds again gotta feel invigorated as they find the play. But FLD, it's their time to answer as they take down Moonlit Battlegrounds, denying them that success they thought they had, leaving only High with a bungee shot connected and looking for the dash back. Moonlit Battlegrounds, there are no more. There's no play to be found as FLD will eliminate them at 5th place. So we will have another new team win game 5. There's going to be the saving grace there for 10. If Moonlit Battlegrounds were able to pick 2 up in a row, could have meant a team contesting them for 1st place. FLD, they've been able to hold on to around 5th, 4th place. If they're able to pick up a big one here, can greatly shift the matrix in their favor. While Triple C lose Q Sync, but they are going to trade back onto Aphios. 2-way tunnel, bouncing around the wisp. Afro was trying to revive Q Sync, had the hammer put down, but guess what, Dog? The intervene is a dog pile onto the island, pushing Raw back to Triple C. But they brought back up Q Sync, they brought back up Afro and Lucafario to hold on while Raw have been split up. Bungee shot, Chilling Finale, but blocked by the shop while they have chased Dog out over to the abyss and down south. Raw still fighting against Triple C. Rin had to get back with Hildogen. I always mess up that name. Hildogen and Rin still alive for Raw. Lemur has been trying so hard to make that bungee shot chilling finale play work. And there it seemed like it was, but the shot blocked the lockdown on the Wadle. TP to steal away the base camp again. Making it so that FLD aren't in a good position and teams have reset. Despite all that action, nobody died. Everyone was able to survive, even if FLD continue this chase onto Dog. Bungee shot connects to drag back in Wadle, but Wadle was able to disengage with a nice dash away. They are all waiting to see how the circle is going to path them right now. It is awkward for FLD as they still have to play through the catacombs. Here now, it looks for all the teams. There's going to be these thick walls that every team has to play around. The Myth squads going to be at a little bit more of an advantage here. And to be a little bit nicer for them because now they can play, especially around things like that respawn beacon. Chang, a little bit too far, and the bungee shot to connect while he dashed back, avoiding the salvo. They find no kill until the chilling finale on the Dog. Chang trying to get away from the stuns, but the lockdown from the target arrow was able to take him down. While Triple C and Raw still do battle on the other side, but Triple C have completely destroyed Raw's hope. Hildegen trying to get back to land, but Lemur had been waiting there for his arrival to spike down our 4th place team. Pamu held on to life. Salvo trying to get rid of the frozen barricade while we saw inside of the catacombs. Wado was hoping to get the miracle respawn beacon, thinking that FLD had too much attention on Pamu. But Afro recalls Triple C back in the circle. FLD trying to chase down Pamu, who's got this wall they have to get through. FLD say it's not going to be an easy way out of this one. Same with Triple C as they get rid of Pamu. But Wadle, this Fox with a crown, has a TP as well. I wondered if they were going to go for it, but we see the resets. FLD back into catacombs. Wadle getting the stun to deny, but guess what? Triple C are on the other side. Even with the flight of the Firefox, it got disrupted. There was no chains to connect. There was nothing to land. And Wadle is down to no armor. But instead of focusing on a Wadle, they decide to go for Triple C. There's the push back with the Abyssal Breaker. The salvo getting a lot of damage, which you think was the one traded back for Triple C. While Lemur now behind them. FLD have the power, but the bungee shot will deny Bush continuing the hunt. Triple C have survived for now, but they lose Q-Sync. And Wadle, having gotten the Deathbox revive on Pamu, now goes over with the Flame Shield. Might be able to disrupt enough, but Pamu's going to be the target. Triple C now in the middle of 2 teams, getting spiked down on a Lucavario, meaning the last target easily taken down, leaving only Dog and FLD. Pamu goes north, while Wadle went down south, and hopefully Pamu can get enough time wasted, but unfortunately, not enough. Respawn Beacon, I thought maybe Wadle would go for the miracle play, but when there is a Myth on the other side, it's nearly impossible. The dash forward and the interrupt heart piercer, piercing the heart of Dog, crushing their spirit for FLD to take game 5. All right. So, we have a new team win game 5. FLD. And with an early-ish exit, 410, 6th place, but keep in mind that they were ratting for a long time, so they didn't get a lot of those kills that they had been previously. Definitely going to be a little rough for them. Alright, now chat, this is where I ask everyone. Do we just go with bullet trains? Or do we spin to see if it's going to be nothing to tree here? That's the real question. Bullet trains? Is it because you all love the whistle? All right, I'm seeing the bullet train. So we're gonna do this. I have an idea. Hold on. Ready? Oh whoa! There's nothing else to spin here. Let's spin the wheel. It's bullet trains! There we go. So it's bullet trains. Alright. bullet trains for the last one. And now, I do want to see if we have our updated score. We do. Really? Okay, okay. This is, okay, let me show this. This is not the current one. This one is the updated score from before. So there was so I guess the scores for the placements didn't get added properly. So this is the proper one after game 3. So these are actually what the points were. It was 154 for 10. From the Battlegrounds at 71, 63 for Game Center, Dog at 48, FLD 45, Moon the Battlegrounds Academy at 36, DDD at 34, Raw at 31, DEI at 30, Triple C at 29, Core at 6, and Dot at 4. So that's after now, but that's only after game 3. So let's see what our game 5 points are going to be. Yeah. So we're still getting the points worked out for game 5. There we go. Okay. We're gonna move to here. So, right now, going into our final game, game 6 of Crysta-mas in June. 12th place is Dot at 5. They've been able to get 1 Crysta kill. Unfortunately, a couple of early exits in these last few games. But they have been playing their heart out. Same with Core at 9, and also with only 1 Crysta kill. Triple D in 10th place despite 7 Crysta kills at 39. MAP, 47, right behind Raw at 49, 5 and 4 respectively. While DEI, 7th place with 54 and 5 Crysta kills. Game Center, GCR, find themselves in 6th place. 3 points behind Triple C at 75 and 78. And 6 and 13. Triple C getting carried right now by their Crysta kills. Moving them up a lot. 4th place, Dog. 1 point ahead of Triple C with 10 Crysta kills. Now going into our top 3. FLD, 134. 13 Crysta kills. At 1st place, boosting them up the standings. And then 2nd place, Moonlit Battlegrounds, 139 points. With 19 Crysta kills. But that means that 10 still holding on to 1st place going into our final game. 168 points. Keep in mind, they're at 154 going into game 4. 1 more bad exit, and we can see them taken out. But they still have 26 Crysta kills. Alrighty. Now that we've gone over all our points going into game 6. Okay. Let me get our final. Okay. Final. Ready. Check. Our final ready checks. Good luck, everybody. Let's have a good end to the Crysta-mas in June event. As my dog. Why is he? Elfie, why are you woofing? Huh? Why are you woofing? I believe everyone is ready. Why you woof? Why you woof? She just wants attention. No woofing, no. Alright. I think we're ready. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's start it up! Game 6. Crysta-mas in June. 3 teams right now vying for 1st place. 10 currently the front runners. As long as they get a good position. Honestly, I think if they can get top 5, they guarantee their 1st place. But we have seen 2 teams winning the second half with Moonlit Battlegrounds and Fun Last Door taking crazy wins and boosting themselves up the standings. Help it up. Why you woof? No. No. No woof. She wants attention, that's why.
So while we wait for the games, you guys want to open a pack of Pokemon cards? I used to do it where it's like if people subbed, I would open Pokemon cards, but I haven't done that in a while because I haven't had money for it. But I really wanted the Destiny Rivals, so let's see what we get while we wait for the game. Got Gibble, Pineco, Clamperl, Ponyta, Hippowdon, Ogerpon. Ooh, Team Rocket's Giovanni. Slugma. Ooh, okay. Reverse Hollow Abomasnow and just Team Rocket's Articuno. Nothing good on that one. Ooh. Oh wait, no, it's not a shiny energy. Okay, here we go. Game 6. Gotta focus. Got to focus. As our teams are dropping already. See ya. 10 and Moonlit Battlegrounds and FLD all hot dropping Ion Acres. In fact, look at FLD chasing TNN. 10, oh no! Again, the hot drop playing against them. As TNN, the first casualty. Dylan was taken down, I believe, by Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy on the other side, leaving only RTK and the Heart. RTK had been popping off earlier, but now the last one left, surrounded too. Triple D down south, Da and Mana Coils, FLD, they're nearby as well. We saw somehow a spike all the way over here, but I'm looking at this. And Triple D have really swapped things up. 420 on to Kingpin this time around. Yuki onto the Crysta, no longer going for the Void plays. Very, very interesting to see when teams change things up like this. As we see, Lemur, the only one fighting up against Da, somehow getting away, healing up. Pod racing, gotta be careful as you dash forward. Patrice down onto Lemur. Lemur has played these ones before. This is the Celeste player that we know and love. They're playing right into his hands. And Pod racing gone. Womp womp. The Pancake trying to get away, but Saucy Hack Flux there narrowly missing. But guess what? Double dash. Saucy Hack wants it, and Bush on the other side to intervene and interrupt the retreat. Womp womp gonna be the casualty as they punt him into the wall and gift the kill to Saucy Hack.
An enemy oracle is scanning.
So mean of the FLD. The target Da, a team at the bottom, trying to get those points stacked up for the team and try to catch up to 10. The 10, they get in Wraith's Row, they revive, and they are alive once more. Surprise with Moonlit Battlegrounds, though. I know they are hunting. They are looking for 10 because they want to win this one. And if 10, honestly, I think a 6th place or a higher finish, a 6th place or, you know, larger finish. So it's like 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. If they get out anytime then they aren't going to win this. Despite winning the first 3 convincingly. We have to put that on pause as Core, one of our new teams, getting chased out of Cold Fang's Keep. Does seem that they were able to get a lot for it regardless. So they are going to be fine. They put down the Chonker Cannons to hold their retreat. They'll cover their back line while DEI come in from the east into Cold Fangs a little bit late. They had the Sky Rats run play, so they got themselves some gold. But not all of it. It does seem that some of it was taken away by Game Center. And Tsunani, can I cast a Curse the Caster? Because he is a really good player and good caster. But it seems that he has been able to get away. Continues to move up, but we got to go back to Da as we see that they're fighting again against FLD. The Pancake taken out by Bush. While Lemur was fighting against Womp Womp. Saucy Hack was down, but guess what? Da pay the ultimate price as our first team eliminated in our final game. Thank you so much, Da and Da Pancake. The Pancake's trying to be a caster as well. She's been doing an absolutely phenomenal job. Twin A has been helping out a lot with like his caster training, his caster academy stuff. So huge shout out to both Twin and to Da Pancake. And also, thank you so much for playing in this game, in these games, to Pancake.
Looking at our other teams, 10 still out in Wraith's Row. Ra is nearby them. Could have possibly looked to fight them. Fate Rewinder. Wait, what? Huh? Oh, it just glitched. Okay. I was like, what? It's coming in from off screen, so. I hate when it does that, so it's like, there it is. Team Leapfrog, and then the Fate Rewinder. I'm curious to see where that's going to land. Let's go land right here. Okay. So Moonlit Battleground should be able to get that for themselves. Something they've been able to utilize many times in the past, especially for Brawl. We are focused on 10 as our current front runners to win Crysta-mas in June. Crysta-mas can come early for them if they are able to hold strong later into the game. They got to make sure that they are staying in the game. Any early exit will guarantee their loss. They're hoping this bullet train is only going to be in the storm for a little bit of time. We'll get them down south and get them a better position. We see Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy and Triple D potentially fighting right out to Kobayashi's. Mika gets to the rings. We saw Triple C and GCR fighting down in Chaos Steps and the Molten Fortress. Herd was the one taken down. Actually, all alone, very separated from the rest of the team. Well, TNN, kind of the same. Separated while 2 members of GCR are in Enshrine. Don't decide to attack, not realizing that TNN was alone. So TNN will just recall, get back on the train with the rest of the team so they can get off, go into Emotech. They're going to be perfectly fine. I'm really curious with Core, another team that is at the bottom as well. Huge shout out to these players. Omnamnam, Baku, and Sungpyeong. New players to competitive. This is their first time playing. They signed up through Reddit. They messaged me and asked me about playing. There's also another team, and that was my fault with the organizing. So shout out to Jisp and to their team as well. I hopefully will be able to get them into the next event. Always love having new players playing. Try to get more people involved, especially as we're getting closer to 1.0. The more the merrier is what I always say. Here we go. FLD. Fighting up against Core. They already eliminated Da, and they're looking to pick off the teams at the bottom. They've separated Core, leaving only Sungpyeong, the Crysta player, to try to get away. Nice grappling hook tech to get over the wall. Salvo thrown down, and the mantle was attempted, but guess what? FLD have honed in onto your position. Hop onto the train, but barely doesn't get towards it. Instead, taken down by FLD, who have eliminated their second squad. Shout out again. I'm just going to say, Core, thank you so much for playing. Newer players, please add them, get them involved in more things. You know how I am. I always love getting more players involved. It's always cool to see players have an interest in this kind of event. Ion Acres. Dog, this team has kind of been up at the top, but not really winning anything so far. They've been a part of a lot of fights, and they've been able to hold out in a lot of fights that have been extended for a long time. Right there, losing Wadel. Gonna be rough. That's who they've kind of been relying on a lot in the past games to keep them alive for so long. I think right there, Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy might have saved their day so they can get the respawn beacon right down in Mana Coils and should be uninterrupted. But we go into Wellspring. Triple C, another team that's been at the top of the standings but kind of been silent just with how a lot has been going on. They see DEI. They saw Protophos separated. Is that bungee shot for Bebo? We've seen how this tech can work before. Does Protopho try to go for it? That's going to be the big question. Nice flank from Jason Bourne. I'm waiting to see if the bungee shot Tonk tech is going to be there, but Jason Bourne was separated for too long. Nobody tried to answer back out of DEI to save their carbine. But Game Center, they heard fighting, and they thought they might want to join in as well, but with the fight having already ended, they saw a boombox on the Luca Vario. They weren't able to continue that. Dratnal Soul, DEI had already started, the crystals popped. They cannot fight against it. That's why they have to bail out of there. See where they can go outside of this one, and we see out at Kobayashi's. 3 teams, Triple D, Raw, and MB. Triple D have already exited. Same with Moonlit Battlegrounds. It's going to be the last team. They're hoping to get the bungee shot to drag back in Raw, but Raw just trying to see if they can path back up towards the train. While Dog show up out of nowhere. Almost intervene. Same with Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy. There are a lot of teams here. All of them fighting around. Salvo thrown down, but not getting the damage. While Dog, they've brought back Wadel. They look to fight against Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, the team that saved them before from Moonlit Battlegrounds. But instead, we're just going to stare one another down for quite some time, seeing how all these teams are really staring one another down. Moonlit Battlegrounds had to actually move north to take down Hildagen. Hildagen. There we go. I can say your name. Well, we go back to Dog and Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, and both teams throwing down a lot of fire, but nobody falling. Triple D, they say, we'll make that different. Dong to take down Jay. Crysta gone for Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy. A nice pick for Triple D. Well, I go back into Academy into Kobayashi's, still being nighttime. DEI have time to waste. They were hoping they could find someone there. Afios just waiting out the clock. 30 seconds remain until daylight breaks. I could save them, and we look at 10 over on the other side too. Train. I know what Protofo is trying to do. Is trying to push back Afios into the train. Uh-oh, snapback, I think. No, narrowly got onto the other side and has a wellspring, the instant geyser, to get out of what could have been certain doom for Ra. But in Chaos Steps, Triple C and FLD. FLD have been the team that have eliminated 2 squads so far, and they have an armor soul, but it's a shrapnel soul on the other side. Triple C will be able to do a lot of damage, but if they don't actually execute the kills onto FLD, they can reset, get the armor, and try again. I think that's why both teams don't really want to risk it. Well, Ra, Afios with a nice spike onto Jason Bourne there. The damage that he was able to get right outside of Kobayashi's and back onto the core. Ra will have a second chance to fight. We'll see 10 go inside. There's that TP on to the core, but unfortunately, Hildagen had gotten the guard's attention. I'm not sure exactly how that happened. Maybe with the spin dash, just a little bit of damage on 10. But I like this from 10. They are not playing for anything but placement because they know the points are on their side. They have the game in the bag if they can hold on. Nice disengage as Ren was trying to get the salvo to trade down a kill. Wanting to play off of the pole from Triple D, while Triple C down south. Game Center seems like going to be their next target. The next team they're in the stare down with, no longer FLD, because FLD have wrapped around. And FLD scared GCR away. But still, we look at these teams, the stare down. Nobody really wanting to be the team to be aggressive. 10 squads remain. Last game of the Crysta-mas in June. For teams that aren't really contending for the top of the standings, might not even be about winning the tournament, but winning the final Crysta-mas in June game. At least they can go out in the blaze of glory, say that they won the very last game. I'm watching 10, though. They slowly navigate their way out of Kobayashi's. DEI holding on and making it difficult for 10 to find the ring safety. That could be their escape plan. Dog holding on to the mainland right outside of the Ion Acres, while we see Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy surrounded by FLD and GCR. Bungee shot pulls back in Zach. Tries to go for the second wind, and Eve tried to disengage, but it's a little too late. Zeph is gone. Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy on the run, while 10 somehow get around Dog. I'm not sure if Dog just let them get past or what, but they're able to avoid everyone, all this mosh pit in the north, to get into the circle and into Ion Acres. There's been this long standoff between Triple C and FLD outside of Chaos Steps. Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, GCR, they kind of were there for a little bit, but both teams, especially Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, having lost a player, GCR having lost a player. They wanted to disengage, get in a better position. Just waiting to see what team's really going to start off any of the fighting. Triple D was looking for a pull on a Protofo. No team playing around the tracks. It is bullet trains, and there it is. There's the circle to go back to the bullet trains. I was waiting for that. Triple C, they aren't a good spot down south of the circle. Game Center have quite some time left on their crown if they want to get back into the game. They're going to grab a base camp and might be able to TP that into a better position. Oh, wait, they don't have TP. No. Ooh. The TP is on Herd, not on to either of them. So they won't be able to do that until they get that revive off. Wow. What a quiet game right now. I feel like we've seen this before. This has happened. This happened in the quad squad. We had 9 squads going into our end game. We have 10 here going into our end game. We are going to have an absolute bloodbath as Raw narrowly avoid the bullet train. But who is the first team to start off the fights? Which team is going to be the first one to fall? 10 are right on the outskirts against Dog. Wadle spotted GCR, and they're going to peel for the crown. It seems that Jetski tries to get into circle. Chase down. Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy trying to chase this one down over to the lava. But he's going to be able to avoid it for now. We saw that there was the knock on to Chinese Spy. NBA down to only Jay, trying to get the spike, wanting to get the damage, but GCR back on their feet. NBA, they weren't able to get the kill they needed to resurrect the team, and now they only have one alive. Jay, the last survivor for Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, spiked down by Bush to find the play. First squad gone, and now only 9 remain. Thought it was going to be a bigger bloodbath there. Oh, wait, I think the train got the knock on the other side, and now Rin's left with a crown and an abyss, but it's a spike for DEI, and now the bloodbath commences. Triple D down to Mika, pushed back over the abyss. Dog to show up, burn the kill onto the bunny, but it's now going to be them trying to take the flight of the Firefox to get away. Moonlit Battlegrounds grab onto the base camp, but they put down the instant fortress trying to see if they can survive, but DEI only have Immense alive in the middle of GCR. Another team gone. 3 wiped out instantaneously. Well, Dog in the middle of more. There's going to be our 4th one gone. The Battlegrounds are going to get back onto the tracks. GCR, they too are going to go to the other side. Well, we see that Triple C and FLD, the first fight in the train to secure the kill. Boombox just outside of the Wisp zone. Luca Vario going to be the target trying to get away, but 10 have shown up, and 10 have been waiting patiently for squad to get eliminated. 4 remain. The GCR, they're looking like they're going to be down to the wire as well. It's just Jetski and Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy. A crown down to less than a minute with that spike onto GCR. You should be able to get the Deathbox revive. But our 3 teams vying for the throne are the 3 teams remaining. Moonlit Battlegrounds, Deathbox revive. Healing up and throwing down the base camp. FLD on the west side looking for the flank. 10 in a bad spot over the abyss. Even if they have the rings, not the best spot to find themselves in. FLD send Lemur first with the chilling finale. The train almost was able to pick up the kill onto Hype, but he narrowly avoids it. Jump pad placed down, trying to escape. Pine was able to recall back with the team, and now, as Moonlit Battlegrounds disengage, they lose base camp control. FLD take over the steps at the tracks. 10 still in this awkward spot, but at least they have the base camp. Mortars are going to continue to fly their way. Went 10 teams to 3 in a minute. Yeah, that's wild that we had another game like that. Moonlit Battlegrounds, a nice bungee shot, almost was able to find the play. It was better done by Bush to escape what seemed like danger. See how FLD are trying to keep Moonlit Battlegrounds and 10 away from the circle. 10 are waiting for the fight. Remember, last team this fight, the first ones to fall. It's gonna be the kills with the train to help out FLD. Trying to get away, they have the TP, but guess what? A crown was picked up by Height. Getting that down will help out Moonlit Battlegrounds. They could pick up victory. Lemur's gone. It's only Saucy Heck, as they weren't able to get the crown play onto Height. They have to wait it out. Boombox gone. Lemur will die. Maybe Saucy Hack can pick up their own crown, while 10 have taken the spot that was once held by FLD. No trains just yet. We see a minute 30. Height doesn't want the play. Instead, got to separate from Pine. Getting back onto the base camps, and Saucy Hack having their own crown, missing the spike, but Saucy Hack puts down the bungee shot. There's gonna be the pick from 10! Take it down, FLD, and Height was not able to get the kills he needed to. He's got a minute and 15 left. That's why they're chasing so hard. They want to deny Height. He tried to go for the Fate Rewinder, even with the change onto the emergency platform. Dylan cutting off his retreat. Rings might help out Height get the distance he needs back into the circle, but 10 hot on his heels. A minute now. RTK starting this off. A chain with Anomaly over the walls. A lot of distance gained by Height, but he took a lot of damage from the storm. Taking a little bit too much. No Fate Rewinder. Chain, the the tracks, the salvo, the damage, put down height, still trying to go for the freight rewinder back, was able to juke away from 10, but 10 still hot on the tracks, will not give height that opportunity as he put down the chain. They had a jump pad spike to pick up the final game. 10 definitely are winners of this tournament. All they needed to do was get top 5, but here they win the final game. Well done. As the train will play, I never got a chance because I was also focusing on observing, but not gonna lie, trying to do bullet train whistle and observing and casting at the same time. Yeah, I had to sacrifice something. Well done to our teams. The Crysta-mas in June event is complete. We will add up the final points here. Allario, I know he's going to be getting those for us. I appreciate everybody joining in. You are all awesome. Everyone who came in to watch, I appreciate every last one of you. Shout outs to 10. While we do wait for the official points to get added up, just got to give a lot of love over to 10 on how they have really grown as a team. Watching the scrims over the week, seeing how much better they're playing every single game. Well done to them, and this goes to show right there that if you do not stop 10 in the early game, they seem to be the late game team now. I'm curious to see what happens when TLD are fully formed again next week, when Phenom and Abador are back, how they compete against them, because I think that will definitely be like, that'll be the true test for 10. Is it a flash in the pan, or are they the new kings of NA? Have they taken the title away from MB and from TLD? Thank you everybody for joining in. You're all awesome. I appreciate every last one of you. Shout outs to Allario as always for helping out with the points. Shout outs to all the players who played. So Moonlit Battlegrounds, FLD, Triple C, Core, 10, DEI, Rob, Moonlit Battlegrounds Academy, Dog, Game Center, Da, and Triple D. You all are legendary. Also, shout outs to the teams that weren't able to make it. I know there were teams that had to drop. That's definitely on me. I apologize. Trying to organize when I have work, not the easiest. Thankfully, the next event we're going to do is going to be the Void event. It will be July 12th. I will make the sign-up form for that one soon. I'll post that one up. It's going to be a Void event. I'm still working on the name. Allario had a lot of really good names. Like, Unavoidable was a good one. Enter the Void. I like that one, too. There's some good ones. So we're going to have to look at, like, ones that we have. Wait, where are the other ones? I know you had more. Did you post this? Oh, Null and Void. That was the other one. Yeah, I like that one, too. I might do Enter the Void. That might be it. That might be the final name. All right. Whew. Oh. Yeah, I'm really happy with how these events always turn out. You guys are always amazing. Everyone who plays in them. Like, especially for our newer players that are learning competitive and, like, getting used to a lot of that. Shoutouts for you to come into each of these games, because it is tough. Like, Core, Da, you guys were legendary on how you came into this one in a very stacked lobby, not gonna lie, and played your hearts out. Like, I feel bad for Core. It felt like they just ran into 10 so many times or in, like, the first few games, and then after that, it was Moonlit Battlegrounds or FLD. They ran into one of the top 3 teams as their first team they ran into pretty much every game. Alrighty. So here we go. We have our final points. So let's go over the points to end the day. So, we have our 12th place team. Da, thank you again for playing the Pancake. You did absolutely amazing. Appreciate you. Core, 9 points in 11th. Another one of those new teams. First time playing in a competitive thing like this. So give them a lot of love. Namnam, Songpyeong, and Baku. Give them a lot of love. And same with Da as well. They a great team as well coming into this one. To Pancake. Why am I'm spacing on all the names right now. I'm so sorry. If I can pull up the thingamabob, I'll be able to get all the teams. But yeah, and then 10th place goes to Triple D at 45. Don't do drugs, 45 points. Then we have our 9th place team as Raw. Actually, no, it's 8th place. It's NBA and Raw tied at 51. So nice. An 8th place finish for both of them. 7th place goes to DEI at 68. Dog at 86. So kind of the reverse there. Game Center, we're able to get to 90 to tie with Triple C, the Cabal. Doing a great job there. Both teams at 4th place. But now it's our top 3 teams. Moonlit Battlegrounds dropping it to a 3rd place despite getting 1 win and 22 Crysta kills at 172. 2nd place, FLD 1 point ahead of them at 173. They only had 19 Crysta kills, yet their placements got them 1 point more than Moonlit Battlegrounds. And of course, our winners, 10 at 201 points with 30 Crysta points. Bravo. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for the Crysta-mas in June. You're all amazing. I love every one of you. Let's go find someone now to raid. That way I can work on some content. Like I said, if you're able to sub, I appreciate it. Any Twitch Primes, that kind of stuff. If you do Patreon, I have a Patreon. I'm going to work on a lot of content coming out soon. So I appreciate every one of you for any help you are able to. And hopefully one of these days, knock on wood, I'll be able to pay, get enough from all this stuff that I can start paying people. Not only for observing, but for casting, for adminning, and also prize pools. So we have the dream. We have the dream. Summer of Supervive, everybody.